next 2 games can define our season because every game matters when you're going up against City.
The players are injured. Could this be the opportunity for Ethan Nwaneri?
I think this is too big an occasion to throw Nwaneri.
A lot of Tottenham fans are looking at it and thinking, right, this is a massive opportunity for us to win the game. No Odegaard, no Rice. This is the thing, we talk about squad. Well, now the squad is needed.
Any mistakes that cost us here, he's dropped against City. That's how I see it.
Is anyone tempted to give Sterling a debut?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
I am.
Oh, I wasn't expecting that.
Welcome back to AFTV. Big game today, North London derby. My name is Laurie. I'm here with a very esteemed panel. To my right, I've got my boy Sharoy with me.
I'm going to clap for myself. Energy crew today.
And to my left, no lesser in the standings, a great person, a great guy, knows his football.
Keep it coming.
Frank,
Come on. There we go. I'll clap myself as well. There we go. And we got Laurie in the building. And we got Laurie in the building. Here we go.
Well, boys, what can I say? We're here now. Soon the talking will be over and it will be about the football. I can't wait for this game. Woke up this morning in keen anticipation. Got to admit, slightly nervous, especially given the absences that we spoke about earlier on in our starting 11 show. Hope you caught up with that. But actually, you know, before we go any further, for the people who may not know, let me just go through the starting 11s again. I think that's a good place for us to start. We'll start with Tottenham. They're the home team. They've gone with a 4-3-3. Vicario in goal, Pedro Porro, Romero, Van der Ven, Udogie make up the back 4. A midfield 3 of Kulusevski, Bentancur and Maddison. And a front 3 of Johnson, Son and Solanke. Arsenal, they've also gone with a 4-3-3, but that could change. You could at times be a 4-3-2-1. But I'll give you our starting lineup. Raya in goal. I'm reliably informed it's his birthday today.
Apparently so. 29. It's 29.
29. And he's been in good form this season. Let's hope that continues today. A back 4 of Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel and Timber in at left back. Midfield trio, and this is something that we discussed on the Starting 11 show. Thomas Partey holding, Jorginho a bit further on, and then we've got just behind the front 3, Trossard. Our front 3 consists of Saka on the right, Martinelli on the left, and Havertz through the middle.
Do you think it could be Havertz behind the front 3 and Trossard up front as a false 9?
Well, you know what? They could interchange.
I think that's what it would be. I'd imagine Havertz starts up top.
Yeah.
And if it's not working in terms of Trossard being in that role, he hasn't played there a lot, obviously. Havertz is a little bit, not to say that Havertz's experience in that role has been fantastic, but Havertz has played there a lot more than he has. If something's not working, I can see it changing, but I think Havertz has to start up top.
And we do know that the manager likes his flexibility, doesn't he? He likes players that can interchange. He likes, you know, to mix things up a little bit. So I'm sure you will see at times they'll drop into different positions. But yeah, man, I mean, those two teams match up well, even in spite of the absences.
Looking at that Tottenham team, that for me screams of Postecoglou going, I smell blood here. And
well, does he know any other way?
He really has gone. That for me is actually a more attacking lineup than he otherwise might play, despite the fact that he doesn't know any other way. That would indicate to me that we're probably going to have to absorb some pressure and weather a storm in the initial parts of the game and grow into the game, which is something that's perfectly normal in a North London derby. But that, looking at our team and what they've done, that's where you box smart. You know, because looking at that, they will be trying to keep their foot on our necks, and that will give rise to space, man. And we just have to be clinical today.
No, that's an excellent point you make, and it's one I was going to expand upon, because we've seen Martinelli's in from the start. Now, a lot of people have speculated, and listen, it's not any real speculation. It's true, isn't it? His form to date this season has not been good. Some people, I mean, I heard Frank saying during the break that even towards the end of last season, he'd kind of fallen off. So he needs a good game. Now, this could be the game where he gets his form back. I mean, it's kind of set up for him nicely, actually, because with that high line that Tottenham like to play, you can expose him at the back. And Martinelli's got the pace that he can really make a difference in this game. And I was saying to you guys as well off camera that if Martinelli does what he does best, not only will he do well today, but hopefully he'll soften the defence so that later on we're expecting Sterling to come on and finish off the job.
If you both had to choose one player where it's sort of all eyes on that player for Arsenal, who are you looking at today?
What do you mean?
Who do you really have your eye on as to who needs to stand up today and make an impact?
Partey.
Yeah?
Thomas Partey.
Go for it. How come?
Absolutely. Obviously, he's the only one that we have available in that midfield three, which would be our standing midfield three. I just found a really interesting stat, actually. Since both players have been at the club, this will be the first time that Arsenal have been without both Declan Rice and Martin Ødegaard in a Premier League starting 11. So that's why the emphasis for me is on Thomas Partey, because he's the only other one that gets into that starting 11. And, you know, obviously he's had a bit of an up and down season so far, played fantastically against Villa. I think I said it in the starting 11 show where I had a lot of criticism for him in the Wolves game. I don't think he played fantastically against Brighton either. So for me, all eyes are on Thomas Partey today, absolutely.
Laurie?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Partey whole conundrum is that he has played well. Frank is right to highlight that. He has played well. However, there has been a slightly worrying trend I've noticed with Partey in the 3 games that we've seen so far, is that he started well, but it would appear that after about 65, 70 minutes, he's kind of blown up a little bit. And that's the only thing I would say that slightly worries me.
Do you think that, I mean, it could go either way, couldn't it? Do you think that having that run of games before the international break, and then I think he played 2 full 90s for Ghana as well.
He did.
Do you think that would have gone some way towards him sort of getting his legs back and getting up to scratch, or do you think that could actually be detrimental to the extent that he's gassed out now?
It could work either way.
Could
really.
be.
It could be I mean, if you look at Partey's physique, he's quite a big guy. Isn't he?
He's a unit.
Yeah, so, and those guys don't tend to be the best in terms of, you know what I mean, like slow twitch fibers, you know what I mean? So it's interesting. Like I said, he's played well, but I have noticed a slightly worrying trend that after 65, 70 minutes, he's slowed down a little bit and made mistakes as well. Maybe his concentration has gone because the level of fitness has tailed off. Who knows? But listen, he needs to be on it today, as Frank said, because that midfield is going to be vital today.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. For me, I'm not necessarily looking at players that I think ought to be the ones sort of carrying the burden of getting us over the line, because for that, I think you do look at players like Partey, players like Saka, players like the big money signing in Havertz. But I do think that a lot of our attack typically has had to go down the right because we haven't addressed the balance on the left. Now today, with Ødegaard not being there and the person who's inevitably going to be linking up with Saka being a relatively unknown quantity in that position, I do look at the left somewhat and think, Martinelli, you, at one point, a lot of people were saying you had a higher ceiling than Bukayo Saka. There was a point where Jurgen Klopp was naming you in every post-match interview after we played Liverpool, and you were seen to be the problem. You have definitely dipped in form, but this is a game where you can absolutely re-announce yourself.
Absolutely.
And when we talk about horses for courses and players that are suited to particular games and styles make fights and all of that, right? One thing you know down that flank, Pedro Porro likes to get forward. He is a very, very adventurous fullback in that sense. You can't help but think that Martinelli will get numerous opportunities to get in behind. And I think Arteta has to have coached that midfield and maybe even the centre-backs with the diagonals to find that boy and let him run. And then we see what happens.
Just on the midfield as well, I've just seen here that it's the first time that Jorginho has played since United last season in April. So obviously there's a lot of pressure on him for this game as well. And it's also the first time that Jorginho and Thomas Partey have played together in the midfield. They've played once before together, but this was at the start of last season where Partey was playing right back. So I'll be interested to see how it works. And so obviously it's a big game as well. So it's
these men are experienced.
Yeah, no, of course,
though, Frank.
of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know it's the first time, but it's not their first rodeo either. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're occupying positions that they typically occupy. Maybe the partnership may not have been one that's been tested as frequently as they want, but they aren't playing out of position. So they should. This, you know what, man? I'm actually going to be quite hard on the team and the club in this situation. When you're talking about year 5 or whatever it is, and every decision that you made in the transfer window was ultimately made of your own volition. This is where ultimately, you know, you've made your bed. And we do talk about squad depth, and we do talk about having to rely upon a squad. I think this is earlier than we perhaps would have hoped. But this is where you show whether you can earn your keep or not, you know? And that isn't me saying that I don't believe we can. That is me saying that this is going to be a very, very useful marker and indicator of how deep this squad really is. Because when I'm looking at it, I'm not saying they're first 11 players, but these are certainly first teamers. I don't know what the hell's going on with Tomiyasu. Zinchenko's out and Calafiori's out, right? So you're looking at players that would typically occupy somewhere around the left-back mark, all gone. Marino, we know, is out for a while. Rice, we know, is suspended. And we're looking at Ødegaard. These are all legitimately first team squad players, right? So the notion that we could even field an 11 that looks the way it does, actually for me, goes some way towards squad depth, because it wasn't that long ago that we could have had that many injuries and we would have been looking at the first 11 going, dear Lord, let's just get the hell out of here with a point. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking that when they look at our bench today.
Yeah.
And I do think that the defensive options off the bench are probably considerably weaker than the attacking options, because I'm quite confident in players like Sterling and Jesus being brought off the bench. I think they can make more of an impact. But when you look at the midfield options and when you look at the defensive options, I mean, in the same way that we were talking about it being a little bit too soon for Ethan, a bit of bad luck in the back line or in the midfield, suddenly you are looking at players like, Lewis Skelly, for example, right?
But then obviously just on this squad depth situation, I'd be interested to know, like, do you think, given the situation that we had now, it would have been beneficial to us to keep one of an Emil Smith-Rowe or a Fabio Vieira?
Would you have been happy if either of them started today?
Given the circumstances, yes.
Which one?
Either of them.
I don't think people would have been happy with Vieira start. I think if Vieira and Smith-Rowe were here, people would have still probably been leaning towards the 11 that we have. They would have just been... we would have just had more options on the bench. That's the difference. I think that's the way I think. Because when Vieira started, a lot of people had written Fabio Vieira off.
Of course, but I can't help but think, in a way, he shot himself in the foot a little bit, because you look at it now. Out of the 9 substitutes, 5 of them are teenagers. And especially you pointing at the defence there. If someone goes off injured, it's Kivior or Maldini Couturi or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really know how to pronounce his name, but we've
Come on, he's got Maldini in his name, bro. He must be a baller.
We've got Calafiori, who's the next Maldini, and an actual Maldini in the team now. There we go. But I can't help but feel we've left ourselves short a little bit. And I don't want to say it was.
That bench looks like.
I don't want to say it was a bad transfer window by any means, but I can't help but feel that I understand what they've tried to do. I think they've tried to refresh the squad a little bit, but you haven't got the players in to build that squad back up again. Unfortunately, it's a bit concerning.
Right, okay. To digress slightly, looking at the Tottenham team, we spoke earlier about their starting 11. Are there any players there that give you some cause for some concern, players that we do need to watch very carefully?
Yeah, a few. Quite a few. I mean,
give me a few that
you look at Son, for example. Son has an absurd record against us in North London derbies, and we all know that Son, on his day, you're talking about a Golden Boot winner here previously. I mean, ultimately, I might get a bit of stick for this in the chat, but I do think the guy's a world-class player, and I think he deserves that title.
Agreed.
You look at Dominic Solanke, last season, albeit at Bournemouth, that guy was right up there with some of the best and most
he got
definitive
19 goals for Bournemouth
scorers in the league. People have been talking about Kulusevski a lot and how ineffective he's looked, but that has been from the wing. I don't think he's playing on the wing today because they've got Brennan Johnson on that right-hand side, so he's going to be playing in a position that he's probably better suited to. And playing more centrally. They have their first choice centre-back pairing, for example. We've all seen what Maddison can do on his day. They definitely carry a threat. And none of what I said on the starting 11 show is me saying that Tottenham don't carry a threat. It's just me saying that given where we are, we ought to be able to extinguish that threat.
Frank, have you got any thoughts on that? Tottenham players that we need to give special attention to today?
Yeah, so I think it goes without saying, Heung-min Son, I completely agree with Shiroi. World-class player. I know he's not had he didn't have a fantastic season last season, but he's always a threat. I think he's scored or assisted in a few of most of the last few North London derbies. So no matter what sort of form he is, form kind of goes out of a window in a derby. We know that. So I think he's always going to be a threat, and I will also be interested to see how it works with their back pairing. I think Romero is someone that we can get in. Obviously, he suffers from head loss clearly, because obviously, if I think we can target Romero in the sense that if we're looking at someone potentially getting sent off today, I think that's where we could look to target in the game and obviously try to dominate from there.
Right, okay, so if you look at Spurs' form this season, they've played the 3 games, won 1, lost 1 and draw 1. They beat Everton, that was quite impressive. Beat them 4-0. Then they had the draw with Leicester, and then their last game before the international break, they lost to Newcastle. A game, to be honest, that they could really have won. But their defensive frailties showed up. The high line that we've spoken of so much came back to haunt them once again.
And they didn't finish their dinner.
Yeah, that's also true.
But they do now have Solanke back in the 11. He wasn't playing in that game.
Exactly.
There you go.
And Solanke, having played a game or so already, he's getting more used to things. So I would imagine he'll be bang up for it today. How do we combat him? I mean, listen, we've got that man called Saliba in the back there. But do you think Solanke is a guy that could cause us problems today?
Well, from what I understand, he's an Arsenal fan, isn't he? So hopefully he wants to do us a favour today. Miss a few open goals.
Well, you say that. There was talk that we were interested in him during the transfer window. How much of that is true, we would never really know. But There was a time when he was linked with Arsenal. He's now gone to Tottenham. But listen, he does look a good player. He was at Chelsea, obviously. He had a good season at Bournemouth last year. Like I said, 19 goals. Do we need to give him special attention, Jerome?
I know that no season's linear, but if I'm looking at what Gabriel and Saliba did last year to strikers that, with all due respect, were far more frightening and prolific than Solanke. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, I think that centre-back pairing even restricted Haaland to an XG of 0 at one point last season. So I am confident in their ability to lock off Dominic Solanke's threat. That might come back and bite me in the arse when he inevitably scores. But
They're going to clip this.
I'm not particularly looking at the way in which we deal with their front line as a point of concern, as much as I'm looking at what we do if players like Maddison and Kulusevski start really finding a lot of space in those central areas. The area for me where I'm really curious is what Partey and Jorginho look like and what the midfield balance looks like, because having said that neither of us have our first choice midfield, I do think that theirs going forward certainly has the potential, if we allow it to be quite problematic for us. And that I'm going to be looking at from very early on. Because the last thing you want to do with boys like that is let them grow into the game.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you think the managers will approach this? I mean, I think it's fairly obvious that Tottenham will adopt their usual tactic, the high line, the high press, trying to win the ball back up the pitch, the turnovers and all the rest of it. I guess my question to you guys is, with Arsenal, do you think that they will, especially given the absentees of Odegaard and Rice in that midfield, how do you think that will affect Arsenal's approach to the game? Do you think they will do their usual, which is to also play high up the pitch and try and engage in a lot of ball retention? Or do you think that they will drop back slightly, given that the midfield is not as dynamic as we spoke about with Jorginho and Partey? We might drop a little, invite them onto us a bit and look to counter? Or do you think we'll take them on up front in a fast-paced, high-energy game? How do you think that will go?
I think we need to go full guns blazing.
You do? Yeah?
I'm the opposite, really.
Yeah, so
I'm the exact opposite.
So let me give some context here. So obviously we know, no matter what, Postecoglou is going to play a high line. They're just going to be up the pitch constantly. And I've always said, I think I said it on the Starting 11 show as well, if we go a goal behind, I think that's where there would be some concern for us. Because like I said, we haven't necessarily, obviously we've got options off the bench, but especially if we, for example, get a defensive injury, like we haven't got that many people to turn to. If we go a goal down, there's clearly something wrong. So that's when you look to your bench to make those changes. So I think we need to do everything that we can to get an early lead, just to eliminate that situation. That's the only reason I think we should go all guns blazing.
I want to jump in here.
Go for it.
In a game like this, the biggest mistake that I think Arsenal teams of the past have done is play the occasion as opposed to play the match. And given that this occasion obviously has some bite, obviously has some sting, people know that we have City next week, people know that we're depleted. In that same vein, Tottenham are coming off the back of a loss, and they've already dropped points prior to that loss, and they've lost to us 2 years running at their ground, so they're going to want to make amends. We all know that Postecoglou has one way of playing in general terms, and I don't think you can be any more certain of that than when you look at this lineup. That is an all-out attack lineup. Some of the smartest and most effective teams that I've seen over the years, and even when you're looking at a Liverpool that people would generally associate under Klopp as being an all-guns blazing team, what they did with their press, when they had to, they set traps. They set traps and they were smart. City do exactly the same thing. And sometimes you can forego possession and you can almost invite it and invite pressure if you are setting traps effectively. And I think with a team like this, when their crowd will be geeing them up, they could very easily fall into the trap of playing the occasion and overcommit. And that's where I think we could be incisive. You want to take the sting out of the game. You don't want this to turn into a basketball match, because Tottenham are set up for a basketball match. They would love nothing more than a basketball match. For me, take the sting out of the game, grow into the derby, and then you have control of the match. That's the way that I would approach it. I actually think the chances of us conceding the first goal go up exponentially if we start going all guns blazing with this lot. That's my thinking.
I must admit, I'm inclined to agree, Frank. Sorry.
The thing is, I understand, obviously, the thought process behind what you guys think. I completely get that. I obviously know, like Sharoy said about the basketball match, I understand that we kind of do want to try and avoid that. But I think personally that the early goal here is crucial. I genuinely believe whoever gets the first goal in the game, and that sort of determines the result in a way. So that's the only reason I want to go all guns blazing from the start, because I think we need that early goal.
Listen, it's nice to get an early goal. However, I think an early goal doesn't necessarily dictate the outcome of this game.
Well, and we could get the early goal by doing what we're suggesting as well, though, right?
Yeah,
True,
that's
that's true.
And we're good at set pieces. Who knows? Maybe we just get a corner. One shot, one kill, like Tony Yayo.
True.
I like that. But I'll tell you why I do agree with what Sharoy said, Frank, is the reason that I touched on earlier. We are not set up in the usual way we would be. I do think the absence of Odegaard, and I know I keep banging on about it, but I do think it is pivotal. He's very crucial to the way we normally play. He leads the press, like I said. He's that man up top that will run around and win the ball back high up the pitch. We don't necessarily have that today. I don't see Trossard as that type of player. So I think naturally today we are going to have to hold our positions, keep our shape, be a bit more tactical, a bit more counter-attacking. And then, of course, we can exploit them with the pace of Martinelli, which I think is a plus.
Well, and Saka. People always talk about Martinelli, but Saka ain't slow.
No, it's not.
Definitely not. No.
We've got
But
pace
in terms of pace, I would think that the two guys now in Arsenal's team, one is a recent acquisition, the two guys in the Arsenal lineup now with genuine pace, Martinelli, who we know about, and the recent acquisition of Raheem Sterling. And that is something I think we can exploit Tottenham today. If we keep our shape, don't concede the early goal, we can wear them down. I really do think we can do that. And I think if Martinelli can get the best of his opposition defender, most likely knacker him out, and then 65 minutes plus, you're talking about Sterling coming on, hopefully finishing the job. What do you think of that?
Yeah, look, I mean, look, I hate to go back to the transfer window, but there was obviously a lot of discourse about the fact that we didn't bring in recognised proven nine, for example, or the fact that people thought that Raheem Sterling wasn't necessarily the goal scorer on the wings that we needed, all right? And the Marino injury you can't necessarily legislate for, and Calafiori is unfortunate as well. But what has to happen, what absolutely has to happen when you are inevitably light in numbers? I mean, no one can really argue that we're not light in numbers. And if you disagree with me on that, go listen to what the manager has said. He's also said that we're light. Okay, that's the reality of the situation. But when you look at last January, and when people thought the title was gone last January, and everyone said we had to bring in a striker last January, what actually happened is, whatever happened in Dubai happened, we came back and everyone elevated ever so slightly. Now, if you're in a situation where Erling Haaland is on the verge of scoring 3 hat-tricks in 3 and narrowly misses out, and you haven't brought in a recognised striker, there's only one way in which you're going to stay on their coattails and give yourself a shot towards the back end of the season, and that is for the players that underperformed ever so slightly last year to raise their game. So you're looking at people like Martinelli and you're saying, okay, fine, you didn't have the season, but we really need you to now. You know, Kai Havertz, I think if he stays fit, he's probably going to start something in the region of 35 of the 38 games this season up front if he stays fit.
Probably.
And you want to go on TNT and talk about your 20 goals a season? You got to go get them. People that I know that at least you, Frank, already put Saka in the world-class bracket, but for that to not become a discussion, I'm not saying he has to go and get Mo Salah numbers.
Yeah.
But this season, he needs to carry on improving and get something closer to Mo Salah numbers so he can be firmly in that discussion.
But just on that point that you made there, you mentioned about Mo Salah numbers. Is 34 goals and assists not to that level?
How many are goals and how many are assists? This is my point. When we're talking about someone like Mo Salah in a team where you don't have a recognised 9 who is getting 30 goals a season, that's where I am sort of looking at something closer to the 20 goals mark, right?
Okay.
And that's what I mean. Because we didn't bring in that recognised goal scorer, park the assists for a minute, because if I'm being honest with you, I think that the vast majority of the players on that pitch can get us some assists. I think we do have that. But it's putting the ball in the back of the net where I think we came unstuck in those games with tight margins last year. When I look back at Villa at home, when I look back at Villa away, when I look back at West Ham at home, for example, there are a lot of games where I think we did enough to win those games in terms of chance creation, didn't put the ball in the back of the net. That's where I'm talking about the numbers of goals going up for these guys. And that is perfectly plausible, but we're now leaving something to chance.
Fair play.
Yeah, in fact, it's a good point. I mean, if you look at last season, we drew 5 games. Fulham, Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool and Man City. We lost 5. Newcastle, Villa twice. We lost 2 losses. West Ham and Fulham. So you're right, Sharoy. We do need to... There were games last season where it was fine margins.
Anyway, look, enough about last season. The man never in the tunnel. Jorginho with a fresh skin fade and a shape-up. David Raya on his birthday. Come on.
Happy birthday, David.
Timber looks like he means
That's
business
some special
as well.
kind of love he looks to be getting from Porro. Though.
Come on.
They're Spanish, aren't they? Both Spanish?
No, Porro's Argentinian, right?
I'm sure he's Spanish.
I'll have to fact check that.
I'm going to fact check it.
But yeah, I thought Porro was Argentinian. But anyway,
Spanish,
some special stuff.
Saka locked in.
Must be, because like I said, man, the way them two hugging up each other. It's just,
How do you feel about that in the tunnel for a North London derby? Even if it is your...
I don't like it. I don't like it. You need to be focused. That's your enemy.
I mean, it wouldn't happen back in my day, mate, I'll tell you.
wouldn't happen in Roy Keane.
Wouldn't happen back in my day, geezer.
During the war.
But yeah, the players, you're looking at Ben White there. He's got his usual game face on. He ain't into none of that.
He
Same
needs
with,
to troll Vicario all day.
sure he
All
will.
day.
They were just showing the clip about
comes
when
to
he
these
was
set
trying to pull off
pieces.
his glove
Yeah.
in the last derby. Just seen a super chat here as well from AMT, and I'd be interested to know what you think about this, Laurie. Obviously, you mentioned like how big a miss it is for Odegaard out of the game. AMT says, I solely believe Gabriel Jesus can do the Odegaard role, have it stay as the 9 and Trossard from the bench. Do you see potentially that as an option for Gabriel Jesus going forward?
Have we ever seen him in that position before?
I think a lot of people have called for it. I think there
Yeah.
might
Has it-
have,
have we seen it
might
anywhere?
have been a game where it happened.
I think
But,
it's, you know what I think that is given we all can appreciate how talented a footballer he is. So people automatically assume that he could play in that role.
Yeah.
But playing in that role comes with a lot of responsibilities, especially the way Odegaard undertakes that role. We've
I don't think
spoken
he has the
before
eye for a
about-
pass that Odegaard has. I think that he has this inclination to sort of drop deep, and he can guard the ball
can,
quite
yeah,
well.
yeah.
But ultimately, one of Odegaard's many strengths is that ability to thread the ball through your over needle, right? And that I don't think is what Jesus
It's quite
has.
a nuanced position. So
Yeah.
what I was going to say is it's not just leading the press. It's you're the playmaker. You're the start of a lot of the attacks. Some of those intricate little balls in and around the penalty box that Odegaard will do, those little moves. Sometimes we actually criticise him for not shooting. He's looking to play somebody in. It takes time to grow into a role like that. I'm not saying that Jesus couldn't do it, but what I am saying is it's not an easy role to replicate.
Of course.
But we'll see how Trossard gets over that role today.
Or
because
Havertz, we don't know. We don't
Again,
know.
I think they'll just rotate depending on how the game plays out.
yeah, it's highly likely that it will. I mean, we spoke earlier, didn't we, about Mikel Arteta is a man that likes flexibility in teams. He likes players that can do different things. So, you know, I'm sure he's encouraging that. But yeah, we're looking at the pictures now. Game's not long now
I've
to
got
start.
that feeling in my stomach, you know, before you did an exam.
Yeah.
You know that feeling where your
Yeah.
stomach's just eating itself. Why does this? Every time I agree to do this watch along on North London Derby Day, I just sit there and I think, why did you do that, you mug? Could have just been watching this quietly in your living room with. Oh my God. Yeah, it's real.
This may sound like a silly question, but there is some validity in it. Are we over egging this game because of the week we got coming up?
Maybe.
Or should we take it in its isolation?
The week we've got coming up and the week preceding, because of the fact that we dropped points against Brighton, and because of the fact that regardless of whether people want to articulate it or not, a lot of people think that we are going to drop points against City. That's why we're applying pressure on this game. But I've said before that no 2 seasons are linear, right? But what a lot of people were saying about the Villa game was, well, those 2 games last year ultimately contributed to why you lost, so you have to go and right that wrong. Fine. But Brighton at home last year, we won, and we didn't this year.
Yeah.
Here, away last year, we won. Right? So you don't want to start sort of righting wrongs in certain games, but then compounding it by dropping points in games that you otherwise could have won. But again, look, I'm looking at the Arsenal 11 right now, and I'm sitting there and thinking, that could sting.
It's a great 11.
That could
It
sting.
is.
Yeah. Who's got the stronger bench?
Yeah, that's not a question.
That's not even a question. Like I said, 5 of our 9 substitutes are teenagers. That's without a doubt.
Talented teenagers, though.
Talented teenagers, absolutely. But, you know, none of them seem fair. Apart from Ethan, who got 15 minutes on his debut when he was 15, none of them have seen minutes.
All right, let me do the Laurie in it. Let me play devil's advocate. Let me play devil's advocate. They've probably got the stronger bench in terms of quality and numbers, but if you're talking about the ceiling of the bench, do they have a single player that is as good as Raheem Sterling or Gabriel Jesus on their bench?
Yeah, that's a very good point. Actually.
No.
So, if you're looking at perhaps making 2 or 3 substitutes in a game and you've got 2 there that you're saying are actually better than anything they have on their bench, is there an argument to be made that our bench could actually be more influential than theirs? Who knows?
Yeah, all things can be true. And we're looking at the pictures now. You've seen Gabriel winding the team up.
Got a little huddle.
Getting them.
By the way, I don't like the fact that they've made us play in this kit today, by the way.
I like it.
Really?
I like this
I,
black kit.
I get the whole, dressed in black for Spurs' funeral thing. But
I like this black kit.
we should have been allowed to wear the home kit. We should have. There's not that much of a kit clash at all.
Yeah, they're saying that there was too much white in the red
white,
one.
but there's clearly red. Where have you ever seen red on a Spurs shirt?
I must
They won't
admit,
do it.
I was a little bit dumbfounded by that as well.
So that means that it's these kits for the reverse fixture as well, I assume.
Probably.
Well,
what's-
we're at home,
what's-
innit? So we'll
What's
have to-
Spurs' away kit?
Look at this embrace between the managers, mate.
I don't like it.
What is going on?
don't like it.
It's all very friendly.
It's all gone soft. Game's
It's all
gone.
very friendly. Oh, he's
I
coming
must
over
admit,
to our bench as well.
I've got no real issue with that, to
Coming
be
over
honest.
to our bench as well, eh?
You
Come
lot.
on, Mickey.
Right, here we go. We're about to start, and it looks like Arsenal will kick this game off, and we're about to go.
First game after the manager's new contract.
And I don't know which of you guys said it, but I absolutely 100% agree. The first 10, 15 minutes of this game is very, very important. Not to say that if we go a goal down, we can't come back from it. But in terms of setting tempo and the likes, it's
We've
very
kicked
important.
off.
We're off. Long ball down front, up front.
Straight away.
even. Saka on the ball immediately.
Ben White. Partey occupying a slightly more advanced role there to the right.
Do you think it will be a case of Jorginho?
Oh, that's-
Clever
in
throw.
Case?
And we have a corner.
Nice
Set
positive
piece in the
start from
first
Arsenal.
minute,
there.
eh?
Okay, positive start. I like it.
A
Come on.
statement of intent, hopefully. A corner, we're pretty good from corners, as we all know.
let's go for
and
it.
again, normally, sorry?
I want a big Gabby goal now. I want a
Oh,
big
it's
Gabby
needed.
goal now.
It's needed. I like this as well. Obviously, we scored 22 set-piece goals last season.
Yeah, we did.
First in the league. Spurs, obviously, they've got 16 goals, but 17th.
Talking of which, on the right-hand side, we know that Saka will take the corners. I wonder who'll take them today, because there's no Declan Rice.
Probably
of course.
Jorginho, I'd imagine.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll have to see him get a corner
Where
from
are
that
we?
side. But here we
Where
go.
are we?
First minute, and already we got a corner.
Overloading that back post
Straight away.
as ever, but
Benzo
no.
Here we go.
Mario.
Here it goes. not
not
good
great.
delivery.
Poor
Not great
delivery.
delivery.
Poor delivery.
But we've managed to retain possession via Jorginho.
And they've played it out aimlessly to no one. All right.
Okay. Play it back.
This is good from Arsenal. Nice.
Yeah, it's been a
only
positive
minute,
start.
but it's a good positive start.
That was terrible from
That's
her
not a
there.
great ball.
That was a poor ball. But we've gone. We've sought to go long twice in the first minute and a half. And we've given away a needless set piece. Don't delay the restart, boys. God forbid.
I don't know if it's the caffeine from the Red Bull or if it's the nerves of the game, but
No, it's probably a bit of both.
it's probably a bit of both.
Probably a bit of both. Partey very advanced in that press, if you look. Partey very advanced. It looks like it's Havertz, Partey and Trossard leading that press there, and now Partey's dropped back in.
I like the fact that we're keeping our shape.
Yep.
That's very important.
Where's Bukayo? Oh, he's deep.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And it looks like even with the press that Martinelli's occupying a relatively deep position as well.
If you see Trossard there, number 19, he doing what Odegaard would normally do. You see that? Leading the press.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what he's tasked with doing today. That's not going to be an easy job.
Well, what Odegaard also does is he tells people when to press. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Heung-min Son on the ball, gone wide,
Looking to
It's
go
a
wide.
good ball.
and that's a decent amount of space they found themselves in there. This is where we just need to be on job. When we've just got these two banks, and it's like, okay, if you want to break us down, let's see what you got.
Yeah, I
this is where
spoke
Tottenham fans
earlier about
criticise
keeping that
themselves a lot.
shape. So important, especially when you're playing away from home. You've got to be defensively responsible. Ball into the box.
Should have got a foot on that.
Yeah, I would have thought that.
Son guarding it. That's touch Son.
Well played, Ben.
Ben White, don't foul him there.
He won't.
Don't foul him.
He won't. Good work. Good work from White.
He's done well there.
That's good work from White.
Bit of keep ball here by Tottenham.
Yeah. So maybe it is going to be a case that we're going to sit back.
Oh,
By the
who's
looks
that
of it.
to? Oh, he's giving it
Okay.
away. A
Play it, B. Play
counter-attacking
it. Play
opportunity.
it. Play it. Oh, there's no one there with him. And now Kai Havertz is isolated on the right-hand side.
Middle,
Can he find the
middle.
ball? Can he find the ball? That was terrible.
No,
That
that's
was
a
not
poor
the
ball.
That was
wasn't
really
the
bad.
move. That wasn't the move.
And that's a foul.
That was a bit of a wasted opportunity, that, because he had time, didn't he?
Yeah.
To pick his man.
Yeah.
And he telegraphed the ball straight to the Tottenham defence. So. But anyway, it is what it is. Animated Mikel Arteta there,
Would you guys
emphasising the importance of keeping the shape, which is something I spoke about already.
What do you make of the timing of this new contract?
Was literally just about to ask this question.
That didn't surprise me at all, to be honest. We all know the love affair, it would appear, that Arteta has with the board. He's into the last year of his current contract. That did not surprise me at all. There was some people online saying that maybe we should wait until the season pans out a little bit, but to be honest,
this is one of the things I would have said. I think if you look at both of the new contracts,
that was poor.
I think if you look at both of the new contracts he signed, that it's not to say that he hasn't deserved it, but I think the timing's been a bit strange. That last contract that he got, that was just before, we was almost 100% certain we was going to get Champions League, and it didn't happen. And then this one, 3 games into the season, I get that he was in the last year. But 3 games into a season, the timing seems a bit strange.
Good work there. Oh,
good
good
save.
save by Raya on the near post.
Well
That
done,
was
David.
too easy, though, man.
It was,
That was
yeah.
far too easy for them to get in.
Some good work there by Solanke. He just kind of stole in there a little bit there. Look, watch us.
No one goes to him.
Yeah, we were
That is
napping
poor,
a bit.
man. And even that, look, Kulusevski just running in, sort of. Oh. Well, if that's not the early warning that we needed.
So first attempt on goal goes Tottenham's way. Kulusevski. He can blow hot and cold, but on his day, he's a very good player.
But he's
of
now
course.
in the position that suits him the best. That's where I
Right
think.
corner to Tottenham. There's a little bit of
Watch the hands.
wrestling
Son's
going on
hands.
between
Trossard
Son and
on
Trossard.
Son.
Well done,
Well
David.
held by Raya.
Can we break?
Can we get the
Can we
counter-attack
break
going?
him?
Yes,
Can we
we
break
can.
him?
It would have been... Oh, look
He's
at
got
that
the
pace.
pace.
Right.
He's got the
Oh,
pace.
he's got... Oh,
Oh, he nearly had him. Oh, okay.
that's where Martinelli can be crucial
absolutely.
in this game today.
Absolutely. But we do need to get back into shape.
Now the game's quickened up a little
Yeah, but
bit.
look at their 3 there centrally. Look, all crowding Partey out.
Come on.
The game's quickened up a little bit, as I said. And
At least it looks like David Raya has been briefed in terms of getting the ball to
Dogie
Martinelli.
gone past Saka a little bit.
That's good defending, Saka. Good strength. Good strength.
That is good strength indeed. Ball's gone out for a throw-in. A little bit of fun and games between Arteta and Madison.
I don't like it. Stay away from him.
This is
He's your,
all
he's
far
your
too
enemy.
friendly, mate. Far
He's
too
your
friendly.
enemy.
Oh, I feel sick.
It's
Spurs have seen 80% of the ball so far. by the way.
Martinelli there looked. Track the run.
Well
track the
well
run.
done.
Has to be done.
that's another part of Martinelli's play that we perhaps didn't talk enough about in the lead up to this game. The defensive duties he's going to have to do.
And he's very good at it.
Do you remember
is.
when he first came on the scene? And obviously, that it was a time where Arsenal, we weren't where we needed to be. He was playing up front and coming back to left back, and that had a positive effect on the squad. So I'm hoping we can see a lot more.
Corner
of
to
that.
Tottenham. Well
dealt with.
Heard it out.
Well dealt with.
They got an opportunity to put it in the box, which they've done. Oh, good save
Wow.
by Raya again.
Wow.
I don't know if that's a good
Partey
save.
dispossessed there, a little bit too easy for me.
Well, David Raya's had to pull out what I call 2 really, really high level
Yeah.
saves in the first 7
Is there
minutes.
a touch in the box?
I
though,
think
or
it
has
runs
come
straight
from-
through.
Yeah.
I think it runs straight through.
In that case, he needs to be given more credit than he's. Yeah, there's no touch.
Yeah.
That you're looking.
Was there a touch there by
I don't
Son?
think there was.
But he does well not to parry it to the man that's
He
lurking. I
does,
think
yeah.
it's Kulusevski. They're growing into the game, man.
2 attempts on goal for Tottenham, and
Look at that.
He's in.
Too easy. Too easy.
Oh, good block.
Last ditch defending again from Arsenal.
Well done, Gabriel done well there though.
Kai Havertz. Take the sting out of the game, boys.
But this is what we're seeing. Look, now you see Trossard up there. Havertz is deeper.
Take the sting out of the game. Just reset. Just reset. That's it.
What's he done there? All right, good. Wasn't necessary.
That wasn't.
Didn't need to force it.
All right, let's see.
Saka's on the ball now. He's double teamed by Udogie and Son.
Oh, lovely!
Oh, lovely!
Come on! Oh, the ball wasn't a great ball.
Did he have to elevate that, or could he have
No,
kept it
I
on the
don't
deck?
think he could have.
Could he have kept it on the deck?
Yeah, I think he should have.
Saka had a good amount of space there.
I must say, I like the body language of Martinelli in this game.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
far. He's looking lively.
Super chat here from Abdullah. Partey already with a couple of nervy touches.
Yep, I can't
I think it was his
say
first
that's not
pass.
true.
Yeah, went out of play, didn't it?
Yeah.
He needs to be on it today.
He really does.
Well, we've shown how we can get in behind already.
Just on Partey as well, obviously, I think out of the 3 that we normally play in midfield, he's the one with the biggest point to prove now that Marino is here. Because I don't think that anyone else realistically. I don't think Ødegaard's coming out of the team. I don't think Rice is coming out of the team. If Mourinho's going to come in, it's probably going to be for Thomas Partey. So I think he's got quite a point to prove.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. I mean, do we know how long Mourinho's going to be out for?
I think it's 2 months. Was it? Fractured shoulder.
I think the rough guideline was 8 weeks.
Yeah.
But you never know, man. It's a broken bone.
Yeah. They said that about Partey last season.
Or Son's looking a bit tricky on the ball.
Nothing new.
How would you say we're playing so far, Sharon?
I would have liked to have thought that we could have been a bit more defensively solid, in that the 2 chances that they had that forced saves from David Raya, I think they didn't have to do too much to create them. I think the first was a case of really not sticking to your man when it comes to the runner, which I thought was pretty bad. And the second was not really. And the second one, he's given it. He's given it.
Okay.
I think that's a bit harsh. I think Son played for that.
But we have had a couple of sort of half chances where Martinelli could have been in behind, and Saka maybe could have done better with the chance that he had in behind. But yeah, maybe that is a foul. Ever so slightly late. Ever so slightly late.
I think the first 2 minutes or so we looked energetic. We looked on it. But the last 5 or 6 minutes, I think definitely Tottenham are in the ascendancy. They've had the 2 chances on goal. Raya's done well. He was equal to both of them. But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm worried, but listen, we need to be on it, man. We need to focus.
Oh, Maddison's got great delivery. We need to defend this one properly. Absolutely need to be switched on here.
Man, we know that Maddison's got good delivery from these, but we've got to be switched on. I've got confidence in our defence, man. I mean, many people would argue it's the strongest part of our team.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
They just need to focus. That's a poor delivery.
Wow.
Now.
Can you get there, B? He's let it bounce. Can you get there, B?
I think he can.
That's ours.
Just on the defence as well. I don't know if anyone else heard this, but apparently there's scouts at the game.
Yes,
from Madrid.
From Real Madrid, apparently.
Where's that news come from? Is it reliable?
I'm not too sure, but that is the rumours, and obviously the one they would be looking at in this instance would be Saliba.
I mean, someone told me before we kicked off that they're actually here to look at Saliba and Romero, and I mean,
hopefully more Romero.
Well, sadly, when you're looking at the reality of the situation, it's probably Saliba, isn't it?
But do you think that obviously now that we're getting this kind of attention on our players, it shows the importance of, I think this season we need to win silverware. Because I think that when you go to Real Madrid, that's almost guaranteed silverware every season. So I think that shows the importance that we need to start winning some trophies in order to retain these big players, because there's not many people in the world that are going to say no to Real Madrid, no matter where you are.
Has anyone ever done that yet?
There you go.
So, but hey,
I think when you're looking at, can you win that? When you're looking at the date,
a little bit of naughty's going on there with. Is it Timber?
He's given the fat what?
Timber and Brennan Johnson.
He's giving it the other way there.
So he's not seen what Brennan Johnson done beforehand.
Oh, maybe. The first foul is Timber. The first foul is Timber, though. The first foul is Timber.
Fair enough.
Sorry, going back to your point about the contracts. If you look at the end date for a lot of these contracts, when you're looking at players like Saka, when you're looking at players like Saliba, when you're looking at players like Ødegaard, I think even when you're looking at players like Martinelli, Rice, whoever, they're all around the 27, 28 mark, okay? So
that's a handball. Thank you.
There's a lot of them that at the start of next season are sort of going into their final 2 years or whatever. So it looks as though the dates upon which these contracts end, Arsenal have sort of projected that there ought to be some element of success around now, if you're going to be retaining these players. There are players like Saliba that ultimately I think it's borderline inevitable that they're going to end up at a team like Real Madrid, but the question is, how long can you keep hold of them before they do?
Of course.
And if you do start winning major trophies, and you do show that you have the ambition to win major trophies, then maybe players like that do stick around for a while, and they go down as Arsenal legends before they make their move. Because we can't forget that players like Thierry Henry did go to Barcelona. I mean, they did move, but before they went, they became Arsenal legends.
But again,
and that's what we need.
At the same time, it was because of a lack of trophies. Henry went to Barcelona to win the Champions League, and he did so. Yeah. So that's the only thing that concerns me about players like William Saliba. But they can clearly go and play there and fit comfortably into that team. So I think it's so important that we win a Premier League or a Champions League, because I don't think an FA Cup or Carabao Cup would want to keep him around. But we need to start winning the big ones.
It's a very uncomfortable conversation.
It's extremely
I'm going to
uncomfortable.
keep it real. We all know how
Oh shit!
when Real Madrid starts sniffing around one of your better players. history tells us what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But you're right, Frank. What we can do in the meantime is to make it hard for him to leave by winning trophies. And that's poor.
Oh,
That's good defending.
We didn't.
Come on, let's go.
well
Let's go.
played by
Ref, we'll take that.
For that entire segment
you.
of playing out from the back, we didn't
Wait,
look
hang on,
comfortable.
what? What's he given?
For that entire segment of playing out from the back, we didn't look comfortable.
No.
No, we didn't. Was it Partey again there? Got a bit sloppy.
Is it Ben?
No,
No, it's
it
Ben
wasn't.
White.
It was
It's Ben White.
He tried to play the ball to Partey, but
Yeah.
he just
Was that
went
Saliba
short.
with the challenge? That really is. Yeah, look at that. He
That's
had-
why.
he
That's
had to
why
get
Real
that
Madrid are looking.
right. Had to get that right.
And you know what? Shout out to all the one there
come
chat
on.
there.
Early ball.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah. Go
That's
on.
a good ball in. Oh,
We definitely should have made that count. We had like 4 in their box.
Watch the touch. On his touch. Well done,
Stay on.
Saliba. No.
That's not a foul, ref.
and just to go back to that earlier,
He's going to book him. Look, he booked Saliba, delaying the restart. He's booked Saliba for carrying the ball back and running.
we should have learnt from this. shouldn't
Why is he doing that though? If you know they're going to book
saw
people
it
for
last
that,
game. Literally,
he shouldn't have done that.
that concerns me.
You don't.
we? And the other thing I would say about it, that is a poor booking to take 15 minutes into a game like this.
75
He didn't need to
minutes
do
of
that.
Pressure.
He just didn't need to do that.
Have we not learnt? And there's no point in Jorginho arguing about it. It's already done.
But at the same time, I now want to see the same energy from the ref if a Spurs player does it. Because that's exactly the problem that I had
You
against
say
Brighton.
that, Frank,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to let you get away with that. Bro.
Go on.
As Shiroi says, he
Yeah.
should know better than that.
No,
It happened to
absolutely.
us in the last game.
I'm not saying that William Saliba is in the right in any way, shape, or form there. But what I'm saying is, I want to now see the same consistency.
Yeah,
from the ref
naturally, but what
when
I'm saying-
inevitably a Spurs player does that.
Yeah, naturally. But what I'm saying is I'm very disappointed at Saliba.
Yeah.
He's seen the full role.
He's not.
He's seen what
acceptable.
happened.
Yeah,
I mean,
of course.
that inevitably
Yeah.
led to Rice getting sent off and missing this game.
I'm not defending Saliba. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just saying from the referee,
Yeah, you want consistency.
I want consistency
now.
now.
I get that.
Yeah. It's silly. It really
It's
is.
very silly. It's a game like this, to get booked after 15 minutes
Yep.
is poor for a stupid thing like that.
Yeah, you're walking a tightrope now in a heated derby.
You could have just stood in front of the ball.
That would have been a booking as well.
Really?
Yeah, you're delaying the restart.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's ultimately, even though Rice touched it, ultimately Rice was accused of obstructing that free kick. So if you're standing in front of the ball or standing in front of the player, preventing him from taking it,
It was a little bit more
they're
than
gonna
that,
book you for
actually.
that
When you
too.
look at it again, he did nudge the ball out of the way. He didn't kick it away, but he nudged the ball out
okay.
of the way.
Well done.
Yeah.
That's a good
But
ball.
that's good.
Right, box.
Can we get it in the box? Not quite.
Well, we haven't had
But at
much
least you
luck.
got
We haven't had
possession.
much luck with that aerial
Who's
delivery
supporting
here.
him? Who's supporting him? There's no one supporting him.
Right, Partey's coming.
Through the legs.
Good.
Beautiful.
Good.
Beautiful.
Go on,
Let's go. Shoot!
Oh, he did the right thing by putting the trigger there, to be
Absolutely, I agree.
So you got me.
Off him.
honest. That's a
Get
foul, ref.
It's good
Not even-
straight.
Yeah, he's
advantage.
given it. He's given it. He's given it. He's given it. He's given it. That was a foul, quite rightly.
Super chat here from Game Fanatic as well. Refs cracking down on it. Man United got 2 yellows for it as well.
I think there were 3,700 yellows in the Chelsea game last night as well. If you watched it,
It was a record, wasn't it? It was a
incredible.
record.
Yeah, it was actually.
Skinned him.
That's a nice
Again,
one.
skinned
Martinelli.
him again. Box.
Good ball.
Have it.
Oh my days! How has that stayed out?
That's a brilliant save.
How has that stayed out?
I don't know if that's a Vicario save or it's cleared off the line.
I think Vicario has tapped it onto his own defender's leg and then reclaimed it.
But you know what? It's good work by Martinelli. Gets away from the defender, hangs the ball up to the back post. Good header by Havertz.
Hang on. Look at that. It's touched Romero's arm.
It has.
No, but hang on. But look at Romero's position.
But this
his
season,
arm's there.
this season, they're only going to give it if it's deliberate, and they're not going to say that's deliberate because it was so close
Yeah,
to
I
him.
don't think
They've
that-
changed the way that they approach handballs this year.
It was.
Last year, that might have been given, but
And it
this
was
season,
definitely ball against hand rather than hand against ball. If you know what I mean.
True, but it's not a natural position.
good chance for Arsenal.
That's
Well done,
my
Martinelli.
argument there.
Oh,
Oh.
that's terrible.
Son done him there.
That is poor.
Son done been right there. I got to say. But as we expected, guys, it's a back and forth game.
Another super chat here from Coach Lance. That's what Jorginho was saying to the ref. Apparently, I didn't see that myself, but apparently a Spurs player done that to Trossard when he was fouled in terms of delaying the restart.
Really?
Apparently, I didn't see that personally, so I don't know how accurate that is. But this is what I mean in terms of the consistency, if that is the case.
Go, Gabby, take him.
I must say I'm liking the look of Martinelli.
Early
in this
ball.
game.
Unlucky. Unlucky.
Do you guys agree?
Yeah.
He's looking
absolutely.
sharp.
Poro's looking a bit shaky
get it
as
to him?
well.
Oh, look. Oh, he's in! He's in! Finish! Oh! Should he not square it to
That
Saka?
is terrible. That
Should
is
he-
terrible.
should he
Why are you
square
not
it?
passing the ball? Why are you not passing the ball there?
You know what? I'm gonna be fair to him because he's had a good start to the game. His confidence levels were such.
No,
that
but then
he
score if you're gonna
No,
do that,
hold on. His confidence level, Shiroi, was such that he probably thought he was gonna
hang on.
put it in.
He had so
however, Saka was right there, bro.
And he had so much time.
That would have been an open
He
goal
had
for
so
Saka.
much time.
That would have been an open goal for Saka.
That was a glaring opportunity there.
God.
But you know what? I'm not going to criticise him too much because he showed great acceleration to get away from the defender.
Lovely ball from Trossard as well, I think.
Yeah. But it's frustrating, man, because that was a real opportunity to take the lead.
That's now the clearest chance of the game.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, that has upset me.
Oh, that's heartbreaking.
That has upset me.
But it's also encouraging the way that Martinelli was able to skin the defender like that.
Yeah, we need
and
to
we
keep-
did
we need
say
to keep
before the
using
game,
it.
didn't we, that this is this could be the game that he
We do need to keep
he
using it.
gets his mojo back.
Thing is, look, you don't want to criticise your wingers for having the confidence to think they can score from that position.
Exactly.
But if you're just looking at the percentages, the better option, or the option that was more likely to lead to a goal, is when you give it to Bukayo Saka in front of an open goal.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Anyway,
Oh, such a wasted chance.
we've got to park that now. Got to park that now. Create another one.
Gutted.
Martinelli, can you stick to your man? Good work.
Well in. Well in.
Stop thinking about it, Frank.
I can't. I can't. I just
thinking
can't.
about it.
I just can't.
Who was it who was saying before the game that this might be a cagey game?
Me.
Yeah, I think you've been proved right so far. It's pretty cagey.
Yeah,
Oh, too easy.
Claim that, David.
Ref!
Yeah, he's giving
Thank
it.
you.
He's giving it. He's giving
Yeah.
it. But to be fair, I have no problem with the striker going for that either.
No, I get that.
I'm kind of like, you know what?
I'd expect that.
Balls in the air.
Yeah.
And Solanke's quite a big guy. I would imagine he's actually taller than Raya, who's not the tallest, is he?
To be fair, I don't actually.
Premier League keeper. I think he's what, 6'1"?
What, Solanke? Oh, Raya?
Raya, yeah.
I think maybe 6 foot. Looking back
And
at that, I don't.
Solanke's about 6'3".
Looking back at that, I didn't even really see a foul, unless it's
Nah.
been deemed as he's knocked it out of his hands.
Yeah, I think the goalkeeper.
Get there first.
Super chat here from Joe Wright as well. Martinelli should be squaring it, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree.
No, listen, he should square it. But what I'm saying is, given the way he started this
Yeah.
game and
On him,
the
on him,
confidence
on him.
he's shown,
Look at that. Force
I'm
the
not
error.
surprised that he didn't try and
Yeah.
take it on.
Good work, boys.
Well done.
Good work, boys.
Force the error.
Oh, that's a lovely
Corner, surely.
Yeah, corner.
Let's go. Make this one count.
Come on.
Make this one count.
I mean, just beat the first man. That would be helpful.
That's a lovely ball from Trossard, though. Look.
Yeah.
Here.
Who I must.
Beautiful.
He started. Trossard has started the game really
Beautiful.
well, I think. But look at he.
Well, you know what? I can actually see why he doesn't now. Because the man catches up
But
to
do you-
Saka.
He's
you
only
get-
got eyes on that.
But do you get my point that he's got so much more time?
Yeah, he could have taken another touch.
Yeah.
He could have taken another touch. Mikel
Arteta's
Arteta was
fuming.
not happy. Not happy. Let's go, B.
Come on.
Corner to Arsenal.
Let's go,
Saka's
B.
over it.
Beat the
Better
first man.
delivery this time. Better delivery this time. His previous corner wasn't very good. Let's see if you can get it right this time. A lot of energy in that box. That's a decent delivery.
Well done from
Trossard!
Good
Oh,
work from Bukayo.
Ow.
Back out to Saka. Let's
he hit
recycle
that well.
it. Let's
Saka's-
recycle it.
That's a
recycle
good
it
delivery
well.
again. Oh,
We had an overload
good
at
little
the back
phase of
post.
play here for
We had a
Arsenal.
good overload at the back post there. And now they're trying to hit us on the break.
Oh, that's a good ball.
Yeah, but that's...
Oh, don't drag
Right,
him.
Saliba's got to be
He's got
careful.
to be careful there.
He did well. He did
done
well.
really
Did well, but this
He
is
did
what we
well.
were saying, Troy, about
No,
the
he's walking
danger
a
of
tightrope.
picking up that early booking.
He's walking a tightrope, but he did well.
Because if he, in that situation, if he fouls him, not only does he get sent off, but, you know what I mean?
Oh, no.
That's
I
Play
know.
it
trouble.
back. Play
I
it
know.
back. Thank you.
But it didn't happen, so we don't need to worry, man. Let's go. Come on.
What was the accent?
Pretty sure that was my Scarface. Can't remember now.
How do you think Timber's done so far?
I haven't really seen too much of him, to be honest. I mean, he was the one that pulled the trigger in that situation in their box,
Yeah.
right? I mean, but the good
He's
thing
kept
is...
Brian Johnson pretty quiet. though,
Oh,
hasn't
boys, come on.
he? Ben White's not had his best start, has he?
No,
really?
not really.
You need to be on it. Yeah, I was saying about Timber, he's kept Brennan Johnson pretty quiet. But going forward, he's not really had much to do.
The thing is, on that flank, you've got Johnson, but you also have Martinelli who has to worry about Porro. We do have to...
Saliba again.
Very tight to him again.
Really?
Given the free kick.
Saliba's got a...
And he's given the free kick.
Yeah, Arteta's not happy.
That was an easy diagonal. Luckily, his touch let him down there.
That's Brennan Johnson versus Timber.
That's gone out,
That's
ref?
gone out.
I don't think it did.
Maybe not all
probably
the way
didn't, 'cause
out.
it has to be the whole ball, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It does.
As we know.
Yeah, I know.
As we know.
Yeah, we learned that the
We
hard
all
way.
we all remember that Newcastle game.
Evenly matched so far.
Yeah, I would say it's a lot of tactical nuance going on there. It's
Possession
blood
says
and
otherwise,
thunder
but-
as we...
I do think the pace of our play in possession has left a bit to be desired so far. I think that when we've had the ball and there have been spaces, we haven't pulled the trigger quickly enough, aside from that, probably that one where Trossard does find Martinelli. But there have been certain instances where we have had the ball centrally and we haven't quite released it in the same, in the way that we otherwise might have.
It's pretty cagey.
It was always going to be, man.
On him.
Cleared.
Well played. Well played.
Cleared.
And again, if you notice, Arsenal have been very adept at keeping their shape. They don't mind...
Have they not had a shot on target? I swear they've had
Not
two.
in the
the
last
last 10
10
minutes.
minutes.
Sorry, fine.
Yeah. $20
That's
20.
a good ball.
Oh,
That's a good ball.
Or again,
well done, Raya.
Raya equal to it. He's looking... I'll tell you one thing I've noticed about Raya
Quicker.
this season, his confidence, man.
You didn't need to take that touch before
Absolutely.
you gave it to B. You see what I mean? Why are you taking that touch before you give it to Saka? You didn't even give it to Saka. You gave it to Destiny Udogie.
Ben White is...
And he's in.
Oh!
And he's in.
Oh,
Great
well done,
tackle there,
Gabriel.
bud, Gabriel.
Flag was up. Flag was up. Flag was up. Flag was up.
Okay, but still, it's
But he
great.
wouldn't have known that.
I know.
He wouldn't have known
Havertz.
that. So he still had to make the tackle. We give him the
We're
ball
being
away
wasteful in
again,
possession. We're being wasteful in possession
yeah.
through the middle and giving them the ball in dangerous areas like this.
Oh, that's
and you
good.
can't do that too much
Ref!
against Tottenham.
That's better
Can't
from
do
Ben
that.
White
He
as
looks
well.
like he's hurt, man.
Booking. Okay, there we go.
We've got to be better in possession in the middle of the park. We've got to be better and show a bit more composure. I know Tottenham press you, but we're well versed in the art of beating the man. We need to be a lot better on the half turn. That is a booking for Destiny. Definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
It's interesting looking at the stats of the game after 26 minutes. You may be surprised or may not be surprised to learn that Arsenal are actually in the ascendancy in terms of the stats. Shots on goal, 5 to Arsenal, 2 Tottenham. Shots on target, 3 to their 1.
Possession.
However,
Tottenham
Tottenham
got
are
more.
way ahead in
Yeah.
terms of possession, 71%. So that tells me that Arsenal, and you'll be all...
Look, that is just
Case in
dog
point.
shit. That is dog shit football. And we're making our centre-backs do far too much.
Yeah.
We can't keep doing that. They are going to make us pay at some point.
Even that was...
It's times like this where I'm grateful that we don't have Mustafi.
Look at that. What is that? What is that?
I'll tell you what that is, giving the ball away needlessly.
Sun's open.
Far too wasteful in possession. That's a good ball. That is a good ball.
Oh, I thought that was in.
Solanke's proving himself to be a bit of a...
We're living dangerously.
Yeah, we
I
are.
thought Raya thought that was in as well.
We are living
Kind of
dangerously.
hung in the air, didn't it, that one?
Yeah.
We are living dangerously here.
Gosh.
That's actually a very clever header
It
from
was.
Solanke.
Good ball by Maddison.
Because that's
And a
pretty
good
much.
header
Oh
by
yeah, that's
Solanke.
pretty much all he could have done. That's very clever from Solanke. The thing is, I know that these players are capable of being better on the ball than they're showing, and I don't understand. I don't understand why they're panicking when they're put under that pressure and they're taking that extra touch. Because it is every
No,
single
but
time.
you know what it is? That ball that Trossard gave away, he wasn't even under pressure.
But there was a better ball to Saka as well.
It was an easier ball that he could have played. That's just poor football.
And we're going along with pretty much every goal kick, if you've noticed. Going along to Saka pretty much every time. So it looks like we'd know that we're not playing out of the press too well.
To be fair though, it seems like half an hour has flown by.
Yep, I think you're right.
There's a long way to go.
Long way to go.
What do you think of how Ben White is coping with or Son, because Son's giving him a bit of a warm time down that flank. I can't lie.
Yeah, but Son
on
can,
that left-hand flank.
Son can do that. Son can do that to the.
Look, that's good.
That's a
good header by Havertz onto.
Wrong ball.
Look, here we go.
It's the wrong ball every time.
Yeah, ref, that's a foul.
That's a foul.
Surely.
It's not a foul. It's not a foul. That's just strength.
The ball was onto Bukayo.
Tottenham on the counter-attack. Brennan Johnson. Bentancur out to Udogie on the left. They're going to look to try and...
Every time they're going down that left-hand side.
They're going down that left-hand side. They're fancying Son against Ben
But
White.
I mean, when you've got Son on the left, you would try and use that flank more, wouldn't you? I mean, there's a real golfing class down there. But we've had so many chances in that final third where we've screwed up the pass before the pass. That's been the problem.
Well, how many times have we said it at football at this level? You can't afford to give the ball away, and we've been guilty of that a few times.
We're lucky to have not been punished for it already.
But likewise, we could have punished them a few times too.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
Half an hour gone.
Indeed.
Oh, man. That's a decent ball as well.
Come on.
No. Close him down.
That's all right. He closed down the angle. Claim that.
Let it go.
Okay.
That's smart.
Okay.
Clever.
All right.
Brennan Johnson and Timber.
That's been an
Going
interesting
at it.
battle. That has been an interesting battle so far.
To me,
Johnson versus
Timber's winning that.
Yeah, absolutely.
My concern
Yeah.
is this flank with Son and Ben White.
Yeah.
Where the reverse is true.
Yeah.
Son is definitely getting the better of Ben White. But on that flank, I think Timber looks fairly secure so far.
He's going long again. I mean, this is the sort of situation where if we had shown a bit more composure in receiving the ball in our third, we would be playing out from here and setting traps. But we're not doing that. We're going long every single time, and that goes to what you were saying about Odegaard.
Castle is in attendance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to belabor the point, but listen, it's a big miss. But
Can you keep that? Can you keep that?
No.
What's going on here?
Oh.
Pick it up. Yeah. And now he wants to play out from the back, does he?
Good ball.
Well, that's nice.
That would have been a foul, though.
He
ref.
went in recklessly.
That's a foul.
Recklessly.
Booking as well.
Booking as well. That's good.
Was that Madison?
I appreciate the consistency.
Bentancur.
Bentancur.
All right.
I do appreciate the consistency.
He's given a booking for that. That's what he's booked him for.
I mean, that's not much better, but
I think he's booked him for the first one.
yeah.
Although if they are both bookings, then he should have been sent off in the same way. In the same way that
Consistency.
Martinelli.
There you go.
Is that the time when he got sent off for two
In the same
bookings
match?
in
Yeah.
one phase of play?
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
If you notice, these things always happen against Arsenal.
No, well, I'm not going to. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not play victim.
We've got a super chat here from Crosstech. I think we are seeing the impact of Odegaard's coordination and leadership missing.
Oh, of course.
Chalky, you need to get focused today as well.
How do you think Havertz has done today so far?
I don't think he's been fantastic, but he
Oh,
hasn't
that's
seen
a
much.
great ball.
That's a
That
fantastic
one.
ball.
Crossfield ball to Martinelli. What's he going to do? He's got support in the form of Timber. Martinelli again.
Good. Play Timber.
Oh, that's lovely
it,
by
go on.
Martinelli. He's in. Oh,
Corner. Timber looks
good
frustrated.
link-up play there with Timber and Martinelli.
Yeah.
Them two have worked well.
They have.
I mean, you do want to build a
Right, so I
partnership on that
did
side.
ask the question, who would take the corners on that side of the pitch?
Trossard, is it? I want to say Trossard. But
That is an
Trossard's-
area where,
I think it is Trossard. I can't see him.
where hitherto Declan Rice has taken the corners on that side of the
The only
pitch.
thing that concerns me with Trossard's corners is he struggles to beat the first man.
Well, that's no good, is
He
it?
does. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. So I need to see a bit better.
Right, here we go.
Ben's not on the keeper.
It's going to be an in-swinging corner, and that's good. All we needed was a touch, and that would have gone in.
How has that not touched
That was
anyone?
great delivery. Oh, what's he
a corner.
complaining
How
about?
has that not touched anyone?
That's a great delivery, by the way.
He's got a hand
That's
on
a
that.
save. That's a save.
But
Why
have
is he
they
saying
given
that-
the corner
Why is he saying
or-
that he hasn't touched it then?
I don't know if they've given the corner or the goal kick. It's a corner.
They've
There you
given
go.
the corner.
I tell you what, if he didn't put a hand on that,
Yeah,
that
no,
was
he has to
going
be doing
in.
better. He has to be doing better.
That was
Vicario,
great
Vicario's a
delivery,
pure
watch.
chief for trying to tell the linesman that he didn't touch that.
You
You
see
know?
the way he was running towards him as well with
Pure
gusto.
chief for that. All right, let's go again.
Hands. Romero, hands.
Let's make a set piece count, lads. Let's make a
Romero
set piece
and-
count.
Hands.
Let's make a set piece count.
Thank you. I'm glad he's seen it. Oh,
Two players that like the physical side of the game there, Gabriel and Romero. And there's still pushing and shoving going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of pushing going on in there, isn't there?
Madison's doing everything he can to keep Ben White off the keeper.
That was terrible.
That is
Oh, what is that?
terrible.
That was terrible. What a waste of a corner. Where are you going?
That's a much better ball out.
Yeah, but he's judged the flight well there.
It's a nice little phase of play for Arsenal, this. So
What's
we
Trossard
can-
doing?
Yeah,
Oh, good
Leandro.
idea.
Yes, Leandro.
Inside.
Great
Take him
ball.
on! Take
Inside.
him on! Oh, unlucky.
But that-
Unlucky.
but that's
I've got
where-
no problem with that. I've got no problem with that. He tried to take his...
But that is a pretty common criticism of Martinelli, isn't it? Again, he just ran into traffic.
Yeah, but he was trying to do something positive there, though, to be honest.
Well guarded.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
good.
a foul, Ray.
What? No!
That isn't a foul.
You're joking.
He's
Oh,
booking
hang
him.
on. He's getting his card out. What's going on here?
Is he booking him?
Oh!
It's kicking
Oh,
off.
it's
Here we
kicking
go.
off.
Here we go.
What's happened here? What's actually happened here?
I can guarantee you
Nothing
Romero's
silly,
in front
lads.
and centre of
Please,
it.
nothing silly, lads. The last thing we need is something ridiculous now.
Gabriel acting as peacemaker. It's
Has
not
he
often
booked
you see
Timber?
that.
What for?
Is it with Havertz?
I'll be interested to see. I don't know whatever's happened here.
I didn't see what happened when the
I
camera went
know
off.
Timber and...
Yeah. Right. So something's happened to Porro.
The Spurs players seem to be saying that he's gone in over the top on his ankle.
Who went in over the top? Timber.
Timber. That's what I'm picking up from...
I think they're checking something.
Show the replay then.
They seem to have a problem with the way that Timber went in on Porro.
Right. So what's happened?
Yeah, there.
So he loses the
No,
ball.
this one. Nah.
Come on, man. Is that even a foul?
They
Why is it? I
dare.
can't believe he's even given the foul. Was that a foul?
Timber yellow.
That was a fair challenge.
That's nothing, man.
No, there's nothing in that.
And Timber's got booked for that.
I think what the Tottenham players are alleging is that he went in over the top, but he clearly
Ridiculous.
didn't.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, he got a yellow card for it, though.
For delaying play. Really?
What, by playing on when he didn't hear the whistle?
Really?
They're gonna have to look at this. They're gonna have to
pathetic. Honestly.
they're gonna have to look at this delaying the restart thing at some point because look,
No, I think he got the booking for the tackle. Or was it that? It could have been that.
well, he needs to be careful.
Vicario
there.
stepped to him though.
But but you don't grab his
Yeah,
shirt
but then
like
he
that.
grabbed his shirt in an
You
aggressive
don't need
manner.
to grab his shirt like that.
I think that's probably why he got booked, not for the tackle.
Right, so that's two. Regardless if it's delaying play or just a shirt grab, another silly booking.
And he's got to be careful, Timber, because we've already seen him have a few run-ins. Oh, he's
Right,
booked.
so I'm
Oh,
glad
that's
that
fair
Vicario.
enough.
That I like.
See,
that,
there
that's
you got
better.
your
All right, cool.
consistency
There
that you keep
go.
talking about.
Absolutely, that's all I want. Consistency.
I think that's fair enough. If you're going,
I'll be honest. I think the referees handled this game very well.
But how much time have we lost now because of this one incident?
Yep.
It's taken ages.
Well, they love a bit of extra time. I'm sure there'll be about 5 added minutes.
I've seen Vicario in previous games. He's quite an outspoken guy. Actually.
Yes.
He likes to get involved.
He's actually a good goalkeeper. Pains me to say.
He is.
I think he's a good goalkeeper.
Super chat by Joe Wright says that's not
Italian,
even a foul
right?
by Timber.
Italian keeper.
What's the super chat, sorry?
Joe Wright says that's not even a foul by Timber.
I didn't think it was.
No, I don't think it's for the foul. I think it's for the
That's what I'm
aggressive
saying,
actions.
yeah.
It's not for that.
So I don't know if
He gets the ball.
yeah. I think they are saying because the
It's
delay.
the shirt. It's
either
not even
yeah,
the delay. It's the
Yeah.
little confrontation he had with...
Possibly, yeah.
And the reason why I know that is because he broke Vicario as well from
Yeah.
the same incident.
So we got a note. We got a note from production on the screen that said Timber booked for delaying restart. So it might be that
But
they've
that's
heard
why
that on commentary.
Vicario's then done what he's done. Coach Lance with the super chat says Timber couldn't hear the whistle.
I didn't think he could. He looked like he was legitimately
played on,
playing on.
yeah.
He looked like he was legitimately playing on.
This is the kind of things you get in derby games, though, man. We spoke about this before. It's very intense out there.
Yeah, for sure. But
You need to keep your heads.
and you need to take the sting out of it because when you're not at home, the last thing you want is to ensure that the home crowd gets behind their people. Long throw? No.
I'll tell you what, we need to get this right-hand side working a bit more effectively. We've spoken about Ben White. He's had issues with Son. I would also say that Saka's not been in the game enough for me.
Yeah.
I mean, but the question is, what do you do?
Get in the game.
No, I know that, but sorry, I thought you meant like in terms of making changes or something.
Oh,
like
right.
that.
No, I'm not talking about
right,
changes.
okay, that's fine.
No,
Yeah.
I'm just saying he needs to get in the game more.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good header,
from
boy.
Havertz. Go on.
There you go. Oh.
All right, we'll take that.
Because if I'm being honest, Saka's not really had
he's
any
not.
really. Even the corners he's taken have been quite.
But to counter
lethargic.
that, there's been plenty of opportunities where he's been in a really good position and his teammate hasn't taken up the pass.
To be honest, when we have gone long, Havertz has been drifting towards that flank for Saka to try and win the first header, which means he hasn't been occupying the position down the middle that you'd want a man to occupy.
Less than flattering touch there by Saka. But hey,
40 minutes gone.
40 minutes gone. I'll tell you what, is it me, but is the quality of the game not what I would have expected? Am I being harsh?
What do you mean in terms of the
It's been a
entertainment
lot
value?
a little of
I think a lot of poor touches, a lot of misplaced passes.
misplaced passes, stuff like that.
Yeah, I know.
It's not been great
We
quality.
definitely
not
have
from
levels.
us.
We
innit?
definitely have levels to go up. We definitely have levels to
Yeah,
go up.
100%.
And I think we're going to have to.
Super chat here from Joe Wright says Timber got a yellow for foot over the ball and didn't follow through.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. Yeah.
Ooh, what happened there then?
Corner.
That's a corner.
Good
surely.
shout. Nice one, Trossard.
Right,
many
Saka,
corners is
sort your
that?
corners out, man.
I mean, both of them.
How many have we had now? 5? Is this
Most of them
our
have been
fourth?
down that flank, and he's butchered pretty much all of them.
Yeah, we got to make one of these count, man.
The best corner we had by far is the one that Trossard took.
Yeah.
That Vicario made the save from.
All right, come
But
on.
knowing Saka as I do, he will put it right sooner rather than later. Let's hope it's now.
Look at the way they've got Maddison on Ben White because they know what he's going to try and do.
Yeah, you have to address that though. They'd
Yeah.
be naive not to.
Look at that. But
Yeah,
arms.
but he's still going. Look.
Oh, that's
Bring it
Martinelli.
down.
It's not great.
Oh,
still
he's
alive.
He's done well. Oh, no! Shoot! Oh, he should have shot
He's got, to pull
there.
he's got to pull the trigger.
He got to shoot, man.
And he's done well. No, it's still alive.
The thing is, Martinelli
done
has
really
been, he has
well
been a
there.
bloody nuisance. Do you know what I mean? It's
He's
just
played well. He's played well.
It's just been that final bit, but he has been an absolute nuisance.
What do we make of? Do you think he's had a good game so far? Then, in
Yes,
that case,
I would
Because
say so.
we've got a super chat here from.
Oh, that's good by Partey.
Go on.
Oh, that could have gone anywhere.
Is that another corner?
No, that's a goal kick, I think.
Quite.
The reason I asked that question is we've got another super chat here from Alex Smith who's saying after half time we need to bring on Sterling.
Not yet.
Yeah, well,
Not yet for
I'm
me.
sure Sterling will feature
I mean,
at
yeah,
some
of course,
point.
yeah, but I think he means bring him on from half time.
Not yet. For me.
No,
not
I
yet,
agree,
not
I agree.
yet, not yet. I mean, listen, we should be fair to Martinelli. He's
I think he's played okay. I mean, the end product hasn't been there, but he's definitely in the game,
definitely
which is
been a
more than we can
nuisance,
say for a lot of what he's played this season.
Put it this way, he's had a better game than Saka's had today.
Yeah,
That's good
So
work,
far.
Kai.
I like that. Shirt though, ref.
Keep going. Keep going.
You can have his shirt
Sterling.
after.
That's
well
it. Nice.
played, Kai.
Nice.
And that's the type of thing that the manager appreciates about Havertz. Of
course.
That type of. Because what that's meant is boxed them in a little bit, which is good. Keep him in down that side of the pitch.
And the thing is with Destiny on a booking as well, you do kind of want to get the ball out to Saka and just say,
Yeah,
run at him,
That's
bro.
what I'm saying.
Just run at him.
But do you not feel that they'll probably be thinking that way about Timber?
Oh, that's nearly good from Ben White.
Oh, this is where they're dangerous. This is where they're
All right,
dangerous.
watch Brennan's run.
Partey, you've got
Watch
to leg
Johnson's
it.
run.
Partey, you've got to leg it, mate.
Timber.
Well played, Timber.
That's proper
He's had
defending.
a good game.
I
Proper
mean,
defending there.
that was such a good signing.
Proper
and I think, I'm glad that we're finally seeing how good of a signing it actually is.
That is proper
'Cause we didn't
defending.
get to see it last season.
Yeah, that's proper defending.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Stays
cover,
goal side,
Look at
shows him
that,
on the
yeah.
outside, narrows the
Yeah,
angle, doesn't
yeah.
commit. All right, switched on, boys. They've got some threats on set pieces as well, man.
It's good by Havertz. Poor corner, by the way. But,
Can you get that off him?
go on.
Can you get
I
that
think
off
he
him?
can.
Martinelli, pressuring Madison.
Okay,
To be fair, Madison does well to come away with it.
Yeah.
What do you reckon in terms of added time at the end of this?
5?
Yeah,
He's going to give the
there's been
foul
a
there.
few stoppages.
Yeah, he's giving the foul.
Come on.
I mean, look, if I'm not trying to tempt fate, but if things stay as they are, who do you think's the happier manager at half time?
That's a good question.
I think Arteta will be happy.
Yeah,
Yeah, reasonably happy.
I think he's actually going to be quite. I think he's going to come down quite hard on them for how wasteful they've been
Because
in
of the
possession.
misplaced passes and stuff. Yeah, no, I'd agree with
there's
that.
Timber
There we
again.
go.
Brilliant strength.
And now he's looking to.
That's ours. No, that's ours. Absolutely
I'm not so sure.
No.
Really?
No, I disagree. I
Really?
think it's their ball. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know about you guys, but I've quite liked the way that left-hand side of the pitch has functioned.
Absolutely.
Timber and
I think
Martinelli have linked up well.
If you look at the back four, I think Tim has been the standout in the back four, and then obviously up front, Martinelli's the only one that seems to be doing anything so far.
I think Gabriel quietly has done his job though. Every time he's been called upon.
There was
he's
that
been
one
there.
block that he did, yeah.
Well, Saliba came in with a wonderful block as well when we gave
True.
the ball away playing out the back. I mean, you're all going to have to chip in. It's a North London derby
Yeah,
away, do you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
Got to do your bit.
Don't give him room.
Keep
Don't give him
tight.
room.
Yeah, don't let him turn on you there.
Now watch
That's
the
good
run. Now watch the run.
Trossard's a bit slow to come out there. Come on.
3 minutes.
That surprises me.
Well
Not
played,
a foul.
Partey.
Not a foul.
Great play.
That's
Oh no!
ridiculous.
Not there.
Not miss him, not
Absolutely
there.
ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Do not let them score from this.
What wayward by.
What is he doing
Just clear
there?
it. But this is what we've taken
That's
too many
Trossard.
touches throughout this half. We've taken too many
Send it.
touches.
Send
We've
it.
But if you look at what's ridiculous, look. How many touches do you need?
No, you can't be dilly-dallying around there.
And in that case, thank God it fell to Brennan Johnson's side, because Son puts that away.
I know.
Son puts that away. Just send it. Get it clear. Don't piss about there.
And those Tottenham players smelled blood there. They all started swarming around him, almost knowing that he wasn't going to release it. I don't quite understand how it's 3 minutes. I feel like we lost 3 minutes to that Timber incident alone.
Yeah, I'm
saying,
slightly
yeah.
surprised at that, to be honest.
Oh,
But I don't think Arteta will be complaining about that, to be honest. He'll probably just want to get him in there at 0-0. I think he'll take this 0-0, you know, at this juncture of the game.
Get there first.
oh ref! He's played the advantage. It's advantage.
And that's another booking.
one.
That's another booking. Book them both.
Has someone been booked already?
That is 2 yellows. That is 2 yellows.
Right, so that's a yellow for.
Oh, no. Oh!
That's a yellow for Kulu.
Oh, Van
So there's
der
no
Ven's.
second yellow.
That's correct, though. That's good officiating because they were both bookings.
I mean, that's about 8 yellow cards in this first
They were
half.
both bookings.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the refs had a good game.
Why are you putting your hand
Book
over
Son
your
for
mouth?
dissent as well, bruv.
He's the captain. He's allowed to speak to him. He's literally the only one that's allowed to speak to him.
But you know what, right? All that, what he's doing is absolute nonsense. What, do you really think that the referee's going to change his mind just because you've come over?
I've
Have you
never
ever seen a
I've never
referee go,
understood this.
you know what, in actual fact,
You're-
your points hold so much weight that I'm going to rescind the yellow card on the pitch.
Just seen the Van der Ven. That was a justified booking as
then
well.
Kulusevski pulls
So
him
was
back.
that. So was that.
That's good for us, him getting booked
How
like
many
that.
yellows is that now? I want to find that.
Do you not agree?
We've got Timber, Saliba on yellows. They've got Udogi,
Right, so it's
Bentancur,
1, 2,
Van der Ven,
Kulusevski.
and
1,
Kulu.
2, 3, 4. So 4.
And Vicario. Sorry, yeah, and Vicario.
So 4 for Spurs and 2 for us.
5 for Spurs.
Yeah. 5?
Vicario,
Is it 5?
Kulu, Van der Ven, Bentancur, Udogi.
That's right, because
And
Kulusevski's
Udogi.
one hasn't
Did
yet.
you say Vicario?
Yeah, that's the 5.
7 yellow cards.
And I'm going to say, I think the referees had a decent game.
He had a
so
very
far.
good game.
I'm not sure about that Timber booking. I'm not.
I don't know. I
Apart
think
from every.
it
apart from
depends on what he gave it for. If he gave it for the delayed start or the tackle,
Yeah.
then I'm not so sure. If he gave it for the aggressive action towards Vicario, then
Yeah.
you can understand because you can't go grabbing people around the neck like that. So, not the best free kick, to be honest.
Wasted.
There's a man on you.
He's dealt with it really well. Really well. I'm surprised the ref hasn't blown a whistle.
Over
is
hit.
wasteful.
But, hey.
That is wasteful.
Right, we're into the
That's it,
last minute.
half-time.
Oh no, actually more than that.
Half time.
That's it.
All right. Take a 0-0 at half-time in a North London derby.
It's interesting that they should show Martinelli walking off there because I think he's had a decent game.
I'm telling you now, they're showing Martinelli because they're going to say, and the chance of the half did fall to
It
Arsenal
did.
when Gabriel Martinelli perhaps should have squared the ball to Bukayo Saka. That's why the camera was on him.
Listen, in hindsight, he should have squared it, 100%. But I'm going to defend his right to take it on.
I know.
Because if you look at it, he got past the defender.
I know.
And he probably fancied himself. In fact, when you see the play again, you see him looking towards the right-hand side.
And there's a man
where he's trying to put it.
There's a man who's back with Saka.
So he was always going for that. Right, okay then. So let's have a quick analysis of that first half. Let's start with Frank as the youngest member on the team.
I mean, we're giving we're giving the ball away too much. It's as simple as that. Apart from that, like we've had chances. I think that Martinelli one is a golden chance, and really does need to be put in that way. But I suppose, and I saw it in the chat as well, it is a confidence thing. He's been on a bad run of form for quite a while now. But at the same time, I think you need to be putting that away. He had so much time, and even if he doesn't put that ball away, even if he doesn't pass it to Saka, which looking at the reverse angle probably wasn't the right call, he had time to take another touch, position himself, and slot it away, and he just didn't do it. But ultimately, we need to keep this ball better. Tottenham have absolutely dominated us in terms of possession, and so if they're going to have more of the ball, we need to be careful of what we do once we've got it. That's the only concern from this stage. Nothing else.
Do you think 0-0 is fair at half-time?
Yeah, I do. Well, I think the draw. I think they probably should have scored one. We definitely should have scored one. But to be level at half-time, I think it's fair at this stage.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you look at the stats, that would suggest that a draw at half-time is fine. 5 shots each, 3 on target for us, 1 on target for them. But there have been a couple of good chances in there. You spoke about the Martinelli one.
Yep.
Spurs also had a couple of half-decent chances. Ryan made a couple of good
credit
saves.
to Raya.
Yeah.
Credit to Raya. I'm sure he's looking for a birthday clean sheet today as well. Got another super chat here from Crosstech. So they've had a good work rate and they're going to war for the badge. They just need more precision in the second half and a bit less drama.
I think that's a fairly good comment, to be honest. I think there's a couple of times when we've been in good positions and the final ball has not been quite good enough.
Yeah.
There's a couple of players that need to get in the game for me.
Of course.
Notably Saka.
Yep.
Havertz could do a bit more.
I think Ben White has probably been the weak link in that back four, and that's it's
I think Son's
very rare that we
him
say
a bit
that.
of a warm time.
Of course, absolutely. We've got another super chat here from Abdullah. Jesus needs to come on for Trossard. We need Sauce. Now, obviously, I know that there was a slight concern about whether Jesus will be fit for this game, so that might have been one of the reasons that he didn't start. But I don't know if that's the call or the change that we need to make right now. I don't see any reason for any changes at the halftime whistle.
Yeah, I mean,
stage.
you very rarely see Mikel Arteta make changes this early. It's not like him to do that. I don't really see any reason for him to do that. I mean, it's not like we're playing badly. Yes, there are areas we can improve on.
Yep.
But I don't think we've been bad. I think, as I said, being equal at half-time, I think, is a fair representation of what we've seen in the first 45 minutes or so. So, yeah, I'm fairly happy.
Of course, yeah.
We could be better.
The question that I've got is, what Arsenal do you think we see in the second half? Do you think we see more of the same, or do you think we go on a bit more, like I said, all guns blazing at this point?
No, I don't want to see us go all guns blazing.
That's fine. No, does that make sense to me?
I think we need to be defensively responsible.
Yeah.
Spurs have had a lot of possession. We've had to change our natural way of playing. But I think we're keeping our shape well. I just think, as I said, a little bit of quality in the final third will benefit us. But yeah, I can't say I'm disappointed really with what I've seen in the first half. Shirai, what's your take on it, bro?
I'm a bit worried with how we are coping with playing out of their press, and I think some of their best chances derived from us giving the ball to them, basically as if it was a Christmas present.
Are you saying in the final third? Then?
No, in front of our goalkeeper. That is a concern. And in the final third, look, we've basically seen in that first half exactly how they can hurt us and exactly how we can hurt them, and both sides have probably lacked that composure. And I don't want to say quality because I think both sides do have the quality to do it. They've lacked that composure to execute. And yeah, we've had a lot of luck down that side with Timber and Martinelli, but we do really need to start using that Saka flank too. You know, because the minute you start using both flanks, you do give defences a lot more to think about. But to that same end, they have used the Son flank a lot more than they have used Johnson's flank. And I think one of the main concerns now, man, you've seen that this referee is not afraid to give a booking. And we've got two players in crucial positions that could very easily pick up yellow cards. But I also think that in a game like this, people say that Veltman used the dark arts to get our players sent off. Let's go do the same.
Absolutely.
They've got a lot of players in key positions, right? If you want Saka on Destiny, go.
Absolutely.
Bentancur is suspect in that area. Even their goalkeeper, get him a bit riled up.
Yep.
You know, there are all sorts of ways in which we can get some sort of competitive advantage here, and that's where, when you're talking about boys becoming men, that's where that can make the difference. That margin can make the difference in a derby.
Just on the bookings as well, it's probably worth noting, because obviously we were speaking about the Chelsea-Bournemouth game last night and the amount of bookings there. There were 7 yellow cards in the first half of today's North London derby, the joint most cards ever shown in the opening 45 of a Premier League match.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Joint most. So literally...
But this is clearly on direction then, isn't it? I mean, you know.
Just looking at the Martinelli chance again.
Saka's not happy.
One thing that we did say, Shiroi, when obviously you went off screen for a little while.
It's all right. You can say I went to the toilet, mate.
Sorry, no worries.
You don't need to say off screen.
That's fine. No worries. But what I wanted to ask is, at this point, do you see anywhere where changes could be made?
The thing is, man, a lot of people will say that. I mean, Havertz has been a target because we've been going long and not playing out of the press. So he, for me, has to stay on in that situation.
Absolutely.
You never take Bukayo Saka off ultimately, and a lot of people might have wanted to see Sterling, but given that Martinelli has been the threat in behind, I know there's an argument to be made that Sterling could be that threat with end product, but I do think Martinelli and Timber have linked up quite well. The back four, I don't want to change anything at this moment in time, and I don't think we have the personnel to do so. So then I'm only really looking at Partey, Jorginho, Trossard. And the best chance to be created in that half came from Trossard's creativity. So for now, I honestly think the team talk just has to be, you lot are going to go out there and finish this game off. I will make subs if I need to, but you've definitely got what it takes to win if you just up your level in possession a little bit more. That's all I think we need.
They are picking the bones out of this Timber foul, by the way. I
would love to know what they're saying.
But did he give the foul though?
He did, because that's what they're ultimately saying. I think he blew the whistle. And then obviously the scuffle happens because, you know, Timber plays on, essentially.
Oh.
I think that's what they were saying happened. But I don't even think it's a foul. I really don't.
I don't think it's
you see how the ball rolls there,
He wins the ball.
But the ball rolls.
Yeah.
That is pretty much what happened to Trent when he got sent off against Tottenham, if you remember, right?
Yep.
And everyone was saying, how the hell is that a red? Because the ball rolls his foot over.
It's a strange one. It is. I'm glad he didn't get sent off.
Was it Trent or was it Curtis Jones?
I think it could have been Curtis Jones.
Was it Curtis Jones?
It was.
Yeah, it was Curtis Jones.
Yeah, I think it was. Super chat here from Shireen. I think I pronounced that right. This game's been a bit shaky.
Yes and no. It has been
from both sides.
But both sides. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So, listen, it's all on the line.
I don't really think that anything that we said pre-match hasn't stood.
I think the only thing where you two guys were at different ends of the spectrum. Frank was saying on the one hand he wanted to see Arsenal engage and go for it, and I agreed with you, said that a more cagey game is probably in our best interest. Yeah. I think to go and take them on, especially in the absences of Rice and Odegaard, I don't think that would have been the best tactics. So I'm happy with the tactics. And I think Arteta will be reasonably happy that the way the players have kept their shape, obviously kept a clean sheet so far, are all plus points. I think the
some
one
great
area
work from our
we'll
goalkeeper,
be looking to. Sorry,
some great work from our goalkeeper.
Yeah,
shock.
Yeah, he's definitely looking good this season. By the way,
He really is. Save of the month as well. Worth noting.
Yeah, absolutely.
An amazing save against Villa.
I think the one area where he'll be. Well, there's a couple actually. I think you'll be saying to the likes of Saka, listen man, you need to get in the game more. And I think the final ball in the final third at times has not been the best.
Yep.
We've seen Trossard a couple of times. Not to pick him out, but there's been a couple of times where I can remember you looking at him to maybe thread it through a bit quicker.
It's too many touches.
Yeah.
That has actually been a theme throughout.
Yeah.
I think Partey's been guilty of a few too many touches here and there. I think Martinelli's perhaps been guilty of a few too many touches here and there. Definitely seen it with Trossard. I don't know. Have we seen Jorginho on the ball that much?
Yeah, I've not seen him at all,
How many
really.
touches has he had?
I mean, I'm sure he's doing his job. I'll have to take more attention to
I'd
him.
like to see him getting the ball and being able to influence the game a little bit more, because one thing we were saying pre-match is that he's probably the guy that can find those runners.
Yeah.
He's had 15
I
touches.
think that could be a reflection of the fact that the Spurs are enjoying so much possession of the ball that
Maybe.
you're not really going to see him with the ball that much.
I don't
But
mind
he has slipped
giving
under the
Spurs.
radar, so I couldn't really tell if he's had a good game or not, to be honest.
Yeah. So this is what I'm saying. So the reasoning behind that, obviously, I'm looking at the stats and I'm looking at the heat map here. He's actually been playing more of a left centre back. If you look at his if you look at his heat map, and he's only had 15 touches throughout the game.
Yeah, we
So
were
that's
saying
obviously that's the reason why it
minimal
seems he's quiet.
touches.
He's not
Yeah,
seeing much
he's
of the ball
not,
at all.
no.
Yeah. And the 15 touches is probably because we're not really trying to play out of the back when
There
the
you go.
goalkeeper has possession. We're
Yeah.
going long.
Let's
a lot.
talk about a player that were coming into this game. A lot of people were saying, listen, you've got to step up today, man. Martinelli, Sharoy, how do you think he's played in that first half? Obviously, we know he had that chance. But
Look-
his general play in the first half.
He hasn't shown me anything that I didn't already know about him. In that we know that he's quick. We know that he can beat a man. We know that he can get in behind. We know that he can win the ball back. We know he does good defensive work. We know he's a nuisance. But he needs to rediscover that cutting edge at some point. He does, because in games like this, how many times last year did we look back and say, oh, but if only we'd taken our chances?
Yeah.
I really hope that this isn't another one of those games, because then people will be talking about that chance a lot.
Yeah, they will.
This is one of those games that if you win, no one really looks back at that. But if you don't, people remember that at the end of the season. That's the issue. But having said that, I wouldn't take him off just yet.
No, I actually think Martinelli's been our standout so far.
Yeah,
I would
probably.
say that much. He's been the most threatening in terms of I think he's been the most threatening, and he, like I said, he was another player, like I said with Thomas Partey, with a point to prove. Now that we've got the likes of Sterling, it's not like we don't have options to play out there. So I think he knows that. And I think we've seen a positive reaction from him in terms of his performance today because of that.
You mentioned Partey. What do you guys make of him?
I don't think he was great. I think he was a bit sloppy.
In possession or both?
Both. Yeah, both. I'll be honest.
I would
we can
say
do.
that he hasn't been poor, but he's not really had an influence as such, has he?
Not really.
If we're being honest.
I think what I'm seeing really is the long ball's going into Havertz, and Havertz is trying to play the knock-on to Saka on that flank, and we're seeing the ball going into Trossard, and Trossard trying to find Martinelli. But because of that, we haven't actually carried much threat through the middle.
Yeah.
And now that they have someone like Van de Ven on a booking, maybe I would like to see Havertz occupying those central positions a bit more, and see if we can have some luck that way. I'm just trying to think of other ways that we can create that sort of chance to get a goal, because I know this is pure prediction, right? And there's no science to it, but you do kind of get the feeling that the longer this goes on, you're in sort of next goal wins territory. And I keep thinking about that Martinelli chance. I need to get it out of my head.
You told me to stop thinking about it.
I need to get it out of my head.
Let's talk about yellow cards, because that could prove to be quite pivotal in this game. So at the moment, as we stand right now, Arsenal have 2 yellow cards.
Spurs have 5.
Spurs have 5.
Yeah.
And if you look at those yellow cards as well, some of those are in interesting positions. So, for example, Van de Ven, centre-back, he's got a yellow card. Udogie, left-back, yellow card. Kulusevski and Bentancur in midfield's got a yellow card, and, of course, Vicario. So if we can get the run on the likes of Udogie and Van de Ven, that might prove interesting. Although similarly,
Even
we've got a
Bentancur.
couple of yellow cards in defenders as well.
Yeah, of course, for
with
sure.
Saliba and Timber.
But one of them was actually ridiculous. The Saliba one, he should have known better. Whether or not you think it's right for people to be getting booked for these minute things, having seen what we've seen last week, we know what they're booking people for. To pick up the ball and run back and then throw it back and act like you haven't done anything.
Can't get away with it anymore.
That is
Clearly.
naive. That is naive. And I'm surprised, because that is something that we must have spoken about pre-game.
You know what? I would go further than that.
Go
I
on.
think you're being too kind to him by saying that. I think that's stupid.
It is.
I agree.
It's
Because
tough.
Saliba is a young player, but he's played enough games by now to know better. Right, so we're looking at the players take the field. I don't think there's any substitutions as we speak.
No, it doesn't
We're
look
not
like
expecting any. They've seen Ryan
Oh,
Sterling.
Jesus got a new
it.
trim,
Jesus
yeah?
is copying Sterling. There we go.
They've gone to the
But the
same-
thing is, if you're going to get trims like this, we've seen this in the past. You need to back it up on the field.
All right.
So it would appear that there's no changes to either team
No.
from what I can see so far.
How long do you think before we look at making those changes?
It depends on what the scoreline is. For me, I think
naturally.
I think
but I am expecting Sterling to come on at some point.
Oh, 100%.
And I think he'll probably be the likely replacement for Martinelli.
you don't think it could be Trossard coming off, Havertz dropping deeper, and then just that pace in behind with the front three of
I must
Sterling,
admit, I don't want to
Martinelli,
see
Saka?
Havertz in that role.
No.
Bro. I don't think he's best suited in that role.
I think we've seen it enough to. Well, I think we've seen it enough to know it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. Not at all. Not for me.
All right.
I think this game is finely balanced.
Oh, for sure.
And it could be one of those cagey affairs in the second half where the teams might decide, look, you know, we're not going to do anything stupid here.
I'm going to make a bold prediction. I
Go
think
on, then.
someone gets sent off here. I genuinely believe someone gets sent off.
Given
in
that
this
nearly half of their team's been booked, I mean, yeah.
game. Yeah.
what do you think the message is from Arteta at halftime? What do you think the primary
Keep
area
the
of
shape.
focus is?
Keep the ball.
Keep the shape. Keep the shape. Don't give away the ball needlessly, especially in your half of the pitch. And let's try and be clinical when we get a chance.
Yeah, we've got to take less touches.
So those would be the three overriding things. I think
Let's
we
go,
would say.
boys.
Right,
Big
go.
second half. Big second half coming up.
Oh, Martinelli on the ball straight away. And he's won a throw-in inside the Tottenham half. To Timber. I've got to say once again that side of the pitch has worked well for us in the first half. Namely, Timber, left back, and Martinelli, left wing.
I'm really looking for a better response from Ben White in this second half as well. Cause
Yeah, he had his
for
issues.
lack of a better phrase, Son had him on toast.
Yeah, although to be fair, in the latter half of the first half, he seemed to be a little bit better.
Okay.
No, that's good. That's good.
Nice.
Do you not think he could have let that run through to Havertz there, though?
That was poor again, though. You see from Martinelli, that was poor again.
Yeah.
Trossard.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay.
Martinelli's
Is he off?
in.
Is he off? I think
Oh, that's poor.
But that's
as well.
also
he's
a
offside
poor ball.
anyways.
He
No,
didn't-
but he wouldn't have known that.
No, of course, yeah. The flag went up afterwards.
Get to him, Bukayo. Get to him.
Son against Ben White.
It seems
again.
as though Ben White is doing exactly the opposite of what Rob Holding did that day with Son, and standing off him and giving in that room and not getting tight. But
I forgot about that. Remember
yeah,
that.
well, sorry for
That was a
reminding you,
nightmare.
mate.
Cheers.
I was on that watch along as well. It was bloody horrible. This is honestly, without sort of putting far too much emphasis on a game this early in the season, this does have the feeling of a really, really important half in the scheme of
Are
things.
you surprised that Tottenham haven't been a bit more gung ho? I mean, we know Tottenham like to play their so-called high line football. I think that's been in less evidence in this game.
What do you think? Do you think that there's also a bit of credit to us there, though?
Yeah, I think there's a bit of respect there, definitely.
What's happened? What's he given?
I don't
Saka
What's he
looks
given there?
totally
Offside?
nonplussed.
Offside.
Saka's thinking, what's going on here? I know is it free kick for us?
I'm baffled.
I'm confused.
Absolutely baffled. Was one
Is
of
it
their
off-
players
is it an
offside?
offside?
Another
them.
booking. What's up going on?
No, there's no
it's
booking.
not.
No.
Oh, okay.
One of their players offside, I think. All right. What are we doing here then?
I don't
Let's
think,
not
I don't
go
think
back.
Ben
Let's
knows.
not go backwards, mate. Anyway,
Okay, he's done it.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm getting so nervous every time Thomas Partey's on the ball. Man on!
Jinx.
That's not a foul.
That's a foul.
That's not a foul. He's
No?
got the ball.
He took him from behind, though, right?
I think he got the ball. For me, that's not
Anyway, oh,
What's the
is that
decision?
Partey
It's a goal kick, I think, isn't it?
or Solanke?
a foul. That was Solanke.
He tried to overplay there, didn't he?
But this is what I mean. Too many touches. Too many touches every time.
That
And
was Jorginho.
we're not learning. We're not learning. And no one's looking at Solanke at the edge of the box there.
Yeah, Partey allowed him to ghost in on him there, didn't he? Got to wake up, man. Got to wake up. I mean, we shouldn't have him to be saying this after a couple of minutes of the half starting. They should be on it. Oh,
That could have gone anywhere.
Van de Ven
He shouldn't have been able to get
stole in front of the defender.
there. He shouldn't have been allowed to get to that first. Look, you got a couple there
You
at the
got to
front
wake
post.
up, bro.
Got a couple there on their
Where's
heels.
he come
Look.
from? Ah, yeah.
Yeah, no one's picking him up there.
Couple of men on
Good
their
save
heels
by
there.
Raya.
Yep.
Okay.
Good ball over the top. Saka's looking interested. Good defending by Van der Ven.
That's not, you've got to win it if you're going to commit. He's going to book him. He's going to book him.
Yep.
Yeah, he's going to book him. And that's another yellow in a key area for a player.
Jorginho.
Yeah.
Bit of a shaky start from Arsenal in this second half.
Bit of a shaky start from Jorginho, certainly.
I've not been impressed with the first five, well, not even 5 minutes yet.
Not at all.
Yeah, they've definitely started
They've looked sharper.
better.
They've looked sharper.
But listen, in games like this, there's going to be ebb and flow. Just got to get it together. This is where we need the leadership.
Yep.
Jorginho needs to be talking to the players and say, look, man, come on, let's get with it. Let's stay on it.
So we've got 3 bookings, they've got 5 now, yeah?
Yep,
This is
8 in
mad.
total.
Oh, again, look, the space.
Way too open.
Way too open. Oh, this is actually quite worrying.
Maybe changes sooner rather than later.
Yeah, if it carries on like this, then
But what
definitely.
what would you change? This is my point. Because it is the midfield where we're getting overrun. It is the midfield where we lack
maybe that's
incision. And it is the midfield where we're light.
Yeah.
What do you realistically do in this situation?
This is what I'm, and this
Difficult
is
one.
the point I was trying
'Cause
to
they're
make
not gonna
about
bring
Waneri.
on
This is
Waneri.
this is the point I was trying to make. I would have rather have had Waneri starting, so we have the option off the bench.
Oh, look.
Okay.
Oh.
He's
Offside.
given a foul.
Whoa. I missed that. But yeah, I would have rather have had Waneri starting and have an option off the bench. Now we don't really. I don't think he's going to put Waneri on. Not that he needs to, but
You could feasibly. I know people don't want to see it, man, but you could drop Havertz in and play Jesus up top.
Yeah, you could do
maybe
that.
Jesus goes into that midfield position. And someone mentioned it earlier. Maybe it wouldn't be the worst of shouts.
But I did, at the start of the game, highlight the fact that midfield could be a problem, and I think we're seeing that now.
You know, this is also one thing. I mean, the production sort of gave us a note on screen right now saying that on commentary, apparently, for the viewers, obviously we're not listening with sound. We're not watching this with sound. But they're saying that the threshold for a second yellow is higher than a first. Do you not agree with that, in all honesty? Or is a yellow card a yellow card? Because very often I hear, oh, but if that was outside the box, that would have been a penalty. Or if that was outside of the box, that would have been a foul, sorry. It's enough for a first yellow, but it's probably not enough for a second. Or is a yellow card a yellow card?
I think both things can be true at the same time. I think that it's slightly natural that the threshold will be higher because inevitably the referee, even if it's subconsciously, will try and keep 11 players, or 22 players on the pitch, unless he's given no choice, if you see what I'm saying. But if you commit an egregious foul or something really silly, then you could go. We saw Declan Rice.
They get to you too quickly. Nice
saw
work,
Declan-
Leandro.
To be fair,
Nice work, Leandro.
Trossard's done well there.
Nice work, Leandro.
Now get the ball out. Okay.
You see what I mean? So I can see why referees would apply a slightly higher threshold.
But do you think a game like this?
Because-
Do you think a game like this would have perhaps benefited from not being so trigger happy with yellow cards, which
To
doesn't
be honest
interrupt
with you,
the-
I think most of the yellow cards that he's given have probably been yellow cards.
because of the law as it stands? Yeah.
If
You could argue that in a derby game, maybe the threshold for the first yellow card should be a bit higher, but then you're playing about with the rules a little bit too much here, aren't you? So
We need to get a foothold in this half. Let's go, boys. Come on. We need to get a grip in that midfield because the wingers are making those runs and the wingers are finding space.
we did highlight we said it, and it's bearing fruit. All right, let's see if we can get something together now.
Just a decent spell of possession at
Yeah.
least.
Saka plays the ball back to
All right, now release it.
No.
Oh, wow.
Ben White, bit sloppy. Saliba helps him out, but even so, Ben White, man, it's not been his best game so far.
Nah.
He's looked off it. Is that because, do you think Son is looming large? Do you think Son has kind of put him out of his game a little bit?
But I can think of a couple of unforced errors as well, man. Like that one where Ben White kind of sold Partey short and then they got him, but Saliba
Yeah.
had to recover, Don't book him. Every time there's a foul, I think it's going to be a bloody yellow now.
In the game with 22 yellow cards.
Mad. I mean, the irony. All these bloody yellows and Romero's not got one.
So true.
Porro, very advanced again, man. Very advanced again. And we go long again. It seems as though we just don't have the confidence to play out of their press. Ooh, maybe I'm wrong.
Go Ben. Go Ben.
Nice.
Thank you.
This is what we need. We need to set traps. We need to bring them on and play well.
That's not even
That
Ben White.
so-called
Saliba.
bait press.
Yeah, man.
It's well played by Timber. No?
Go wide.
Nice.
That's a
ball. That's a
ball.
great
If he
ball.
gets there.
Oh, is it? Oh,
He dealt with it well in the end, didn't he?
for a second there, I thought
He
he
did
was
deal
going
with
to.
it well in the end. And he's played
Yeah,
it
that
out.
is
And he's
good.
played it out well.
How was he letting him get through
Oh,
it?
but they've given it away there.
Right, come on.
Right,
punish.
Look at the space you
Punish.
have now.
Oh,
Why? This is poor, man.
no, it was the right choice.
Yeah, but it's a
Just
poor
the
execution.
Yeah.
And look at that.
Romero's done well.
Yeah.
That's off, isn't
That
it?
went off. That went off before.
No, I don't think it's
No.
all the way out. What's that?
Romero's
It's gone
hurt.
down.
It's a good challenge,
Because
though.
he's tired, or is
Nah, I think he's all right. I think he's all right.
10 minutes in, we've not created anything.
But again, I know when who was it that said, "Look, it's the right idea with Martinelli or the right option." It was, but very often it's the right option. It's about the execution, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bit lackluster, wasn't it?
There was a thorough lack of conviction with that pass, you know.
If I'm Arteta, I'm warming Sterling up now, man.
Yeah, 10 minutes in, I've not been impressed with what I've seen. You need to make
In
a
fact,
change.
as we
Yeah.
say that, they are getting warmed up.
Sterling, Ethan, Jesus,
Miles.
Lewis Skelly, all warming up. Yeah. All right. Well, you're allowed to have 5 warming up at any given time now, I think.
That's
I think
all
the
5.
rule change. I think that's the
That's
rule
all
change.
5.
Who's that on the right? Is that Kivior?
I want to say Kivior.
Yeah, Kivy always wanted a subs today.
Clear it.
Oh, he's lucky to get away with that. That was
What?
pretty poor.
Tottenham have pressed well today. I'll give them that. It's been a good coordinated press.
But far too often we look to pass the ball back.
Yeah. Because of the
Whereas
press, though.
in
I
other
think it's
games
because
I've
of-
seen us this season, that ball would have been going forwards.
Yeah, Martin Odegaard's good at that, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Jorginho. see
Is
what
there
he's
a
got.
slightly less risky ball to play than
That
the
was
guy
a
who's got
risky
3
ball to
around him,
Partey
than
there.
the guy who's got 3 around him?
That was Partey had his back to play, and he's. These are. I'm actually getting quite nervous.
Yeah, I'm
now,
bricking
actually.
it. I'm absolutely bricking it, mate. Make this count.
Oh, this-
this
oh.
is what I mean. This is what I mean. It's these moments.
Oh, right, here we
Deal
go.
with it.
Right,
Right, talk.
Get
talk,
Martinelli
talk,
interested
talk.
in that.
That's it.
Poor.
It's not
That's
a
poor.
good ball at all.
That's poor. There's
Not
no
a good ball
conviction
at
there.
all.
He knows it's not getting to him when he plays that.
Yeah.
He knows it's not getting to him when he plays that.
No, but-
We've had the pass before the pass on at least 5 times in this game.
Yep.
Make it count, lads.
Did you notice though the way Van der Ven quickly got into position though to try and nullify Martinelli, which he did. That's good defending.
Let's go, B.
The double teaming Saka. Let's get the ball in the ball. That's a good ball. Oh, actually, it's not a good ball. It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Excellent
But the
analysis from Laurie there.
Was
My head turned instantly. I was like, really? Really? Press, press, press. Oh. Yeah, we've lost a bit of dynamism there, man.
yeah. I was going to say Tottenham are looking way more confident than we are right
They
now.
play out of our press pretty well.
Look at that. Spreading it well.
Look at Kulusevski. Look at Kulusevski.
Uh-oh.
Look at Kulusevski.
Uh-oh. Good
well
block.
dealt with.
Good defending. Gabriel.
Yeah, but he looks frustrated as
You
well,
can
man.
sense, you can see the
He looks
frustration.
frustrated as well.
No, they know they're under pressure. Make no mistake. You see, what we're seeing is Arsenal being asked to play differently from, well, the game's requiring to have a different style of football to what
Yeah.
we normally play. And we're kind of struggling to deal with it, to be honest.
What's the referee saying now?
Trossard and Son
Calling-
at it
calling
in the
people over,
penalty
is he?
box.
Is he pulling out a card?
No.
No, I think he's saying, look, sort it out.
I think you find
Which is
always-
fair enough.
They always
you
give
saw
them-
the way that
yeah.
them two are going at it. They look like they were trying to audition for UFC.
But the thing is, man, that happens in every set piece now at various points in the area.
It does, but it's incumbent upon the ref to sort it. I mean, look at them
It's
now.
the same thing.
They've just been spoken to.
pretty
and
much
look
the
at
same
them
thing.
again.
It's pretty much the same thing. Look,
And
what's
Son has
different
been the
there?
aggressor there, by the way. Oh,
It's gone.
that's good. That's
He'll
going
keep it
out.
in. Oh no, he
No, he
won't.
won't.
No, he won't.
Come on, let's get a counter attack going.
Yeah, but look, he's going to take too many times.
Oh!
Yeah.
Take that.
We need. What can we change to get a foothold in this midfield, man? This is what I'm really struggling with.
No,
here.
but my man, what did I say to you? I told you that this was going to be an issue. With that lack of dynamism.
There really
in
hasn't been
midfield.
one,
We're
though,
seeing
where
it.
I
We're
feel like they're
missing
confident on
Declan
the
Rice
half
and
turn.
Odegaard. Mad at the moment.
Oh,
that's good. That's great. Good
Right.
overlap there between
Early ball. Oh, you had to
so
get that
poor,
right.
so
you had
poor.
to get
Van
that
der
right.
Ven again.
And now you've got to get back.
It's that man Van der Ven again.
It's
He's
the execution, man. Every time there have been so
But to be
many
fair, though,
openings.
I thought that wasn't bad execution. I thought that was good defending, though.
Considering that was on his weak foot as well.
It needed a bit more pace on the ball.
He did.
Coming up to the hour mark.
Shit. There we go.
That's not bad.
1 hour gone.
You're counting down the minutes.
1
again.
hour gone. When was our,
I think it's
when was
fair-
our last attempt on goal?
I don't think we've had
have
one.
we
in
had
this-
one in
I don't
this
think
half?
we've had one in this second half.
I don't think we have.
No, we haven't. We haven't had a shot.
Something's got to change.
We just got to hang in there, man,
Something's
and
gotta
wait for the
change.
game to.
Saka's up there by himself as well. Look.
I think this is Sterling's time now.
For
Who do you bring off?
I mean, you've got to.
Because you could make a case to say that Saka's not done anything in this game.
Nah, he stays on, mate. I think Trossard's looked a bit leggy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that role is a very difficult role to
But then
play.
I suppose if you do that, then that's Trossard in the midfield permanently. And I don't know if that's the best call.
Get some young legs on there. I mean, I know
Ethan?
Ethan. Yeah,
I don't think I don't think he'll do it.
I don't think he'll do it.
He should.
Yeah. One touch
I don't-
in the opposition's box in the second half from Arsenal.
Well done, Timber.
He's had a good game, by the way.
Really good game.
For sure. I do. There's been a lot of discussion over the years, right, about whether you make proactive or reactive subs. I think this is a game that's going to call for a proactive sub pretty soon, man.
It
Pretty
needs to
soon.
be like
Something
within
needs
the
to
next
change.
4 minutes.
Something
hopefully
needs to
it's-
change.
I hope it's not reactive, because if it's reactive, presumably, I mean,
Something
we're going to
needs to
go
change.
down. So it better be proactive.
Something needs to change. And I think a lot of it actually has to be. Are you here to go? Are you here to play to win?
At the moment, it doesn't look like we are. It looks like we're just containing. I mean, at the start of the game, I was saying I'd take a competitive draw, but I've got to be honest, we've not been very competitive in terms of going forward anyway.
Of all people,
Good.
you don't want to
I
get.
mean,
ahead
that
of
was
the
just
ball.
an aimless hook
Romero.
forward there by Martin.
Yeah, but you had to get rid in that situation, man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is there was no real confidence in what he was doing there, wasn't it? It was a bit like, oh, what's
Where are you
Partey
playing
doing there?
that?
Say,
That's what I'm saying about Partey, man. 65 minutes.
That's another hook forward. Ooh,
Okay.
he got a head start.
Van der Ven though.
Yeah, no, that's a guy with recovery pace. Good
Yeah.
touch. Good
Okay.
touch.
Oh, that's
That's
good
good.
ball by
Go
him.
Make it
Saka.
count.
Go Saka.
Make it count.
Inside.
Inside and
Inside.
shoot.
Inside. Bang.
Shoot!
Oh, that's not a great shot.
I think they were expecting that, though, to be fair. 'cause
Oh,
he
of course, yeah.
Corner.
Corner.
Someone's gone down again. Is that Romero again?
I think so.
Had to. That was good from Havertz, you know. That was good hold-up play because he
It
knew that
was,
the guy
it
he was
was.
up against had recovery pace. Oh, it's Porro.
He's been doing that all game.
I think that's from the shot, isn't it?
Maybe.
Probably. Got it in the stomach.
Yeah, that's winded him. That's good hold-up play from Havertz. Man.
Very good.
It was.
And it was good. I think it was Martinelli who let it go early to Saka. He
Yeah.
didn't take too many
Finally,
touches.
Yeah.
Right, we need some good delivery
It's
on
got to be a
this.
set piece that counts now, man. We've had
Yeah.
so many. We've had so many. How has it only been 3 minutes since I said it was an hour?
It's decent
Big
delivery.
first man.
Yes! Come on! Hey!
Said it. You said it.
Gabby!
You said it.
Get in!
Yes!
Hey!
Come on!
My centre back!
There we go. Set piece. Did it.
Come on! What a brilliant corner!
Oh!
What a brilliant corner!
I think it's
What a brilliant corner!
I think it's fair to say, guys, that is definitely against the run of play. But we'll
What
take
a brilliant
I
corner!
couldn't care less.
Great delivery.
A beautiful ball.
Oh, look at that.
And that is where, look at Vicario here, yeah? Look at Vicario here. Route blocked off. Can't come
it's
and claim
beautiful.
it. Can't come and claim it.
Romero saying he got pushed in the back.
Fantastic.
And
But
it's
no,
a
that was
Saka
not-
assist.
Shut up. Shut up, Romero. Arms all over Ben White as well, look.
Look at that.
Come on, Gabby!
Wow.
Let's go.
Come on. Great scenes there as Gabriel. We said in the first half, didn't he? He's been quietly good, hasn't he? Every time he's been called upon in defence, he's looked good. And
Look,
now he's
straight to
done it in
Yova.
the opposite end of the pitch.
But now,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. The only problem is that now we don't want to go into a shell. do
yeah,
we?
you don't want to invite pressure. But
Yeah.
to be honest with you, it's not like we were playing expansive football beforehand anyway, right?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, let's be honest, guys. That goal has definitely come against a run of play.
Absolutely.
But
we've
having said that, we've got a platform now to which we can go and win this game, and we need to take it.
I would go as far to say we've been awful in this second. I would. But
Stay switched on
that's
now,
how it
boys.
can change.
Stay switched on now.
And let's face it, title-winning teams, that's what they do, especially
Absolutely.
away from home. You know what I mean? You're under a bit of pressure.
Yeah.
You soak it up. You go down the other end, you get a goal. And as we always say in football, goals change games. So let's hope that
One game at a time.
this goal has changed this game for the better. Look at Arteta there. He's absolutely telling them to close them down.
Oh, well done.
Keep ball, keep
Tim.
ball, keep ball.
Well played. That's a foul.
They're going to give that to them, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you think now that we've got this goal, do you think you'll
Thing is,
keep
his,
it like this, or do you think you might still bring attacking
1-0
substitutions
is
like
not safe.
Sterling on?
1-0 isn't safe.
I think you know what? As cliche as it sounds, yeah. Sometimes, in many ways,
Attack is
your best form of defence.
defence, yeah.
And I don't see how Ange can be any more expansive than he already has been in terms of his lineup, right? Because he's gone with a very, very attacking selection, and it's not like he's got Richarlison on the bench. I mean, I understand that, maybe if he wants to, he can switch it up a little bit to start having his fullbacks committing a bit more. But for us, I do think just in terms of fresh legs and having another outlet when Tottenham inevitably ramp it up, put that pressure on, I think this is when you do see Sterling around the 75th minute.
Yeah, I must admit, I'd still would
Yeah.
like to see Sterling because he's going to give you that bit of energy as well, an attacking impetus that will. Tottenham are making a substitution.
Is that Sarr?
Well, a lot of people are
Sarr.
surprised he didn't start. In all
Yeah,
honesty.
I was.
All right.
2 changes.
Odegaard.
Very good young player as well. Very good young player as well.
Yeah. It doesn't look like we're making a change anytime soon. No one's
That
getting
suggests
ready.
to me that Tottenham are going to go a little bit more gung ho now.
Well, they
why,
have to.
Why wouldn't they? They're
They
behind
have
at
to.
home. They're behind at home.
Yeah.
And they'll probably take off 2 players that are on bookings, right?
Benson Core, that's 1. And 22. Who's 22?
Is that Porro?
I feel like it's Johnson.
I think Brennan. Yeah,
Oh,
Brennan Johnson.
Johnson.
Good call.
Yeah, I think pretty much Timber's got the best of him anyway.
Yep. Who did they sign this? Was he from Burnley? Was he? Or have I got that completely wrong? Odegaard.
I'm not sure.
I don't know. But from the Tottenham fans that I speak to, they like him.
Yeah,
I'm not
apparently
going to
he's
profess
pretty
to know
quick.
much about him.
He's
But
pretty quick.
wait,
Oh, look, here we
Yeah,
go.
Burnley.
Is that a corner?
Oh, he's given the goal kick.
Oh, really?
All right, don't start jumping around and get booked, lads. Just play
No,
on.
but that definitely looked like a corner.
Yeah, it looked like one to me as well. But play on.
Don't forget, we did get our goal from a corner, so you can understand why Arsenal are a bit
Look at
disappointed,
that.
to say the least.
Look at that record when scoring first.
Oh, look.
67 games, 59 wins.
That's it.
Well played, Martinelli.
Come on. That's Georgie.
Oh, that's a foul, surely.
Nah, he got
Nah,
the ball.
nah, it's not.
He got the ball. He played for it.
Got to keep our heads now, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cut out the mistakes.
Absolutely. You need
Straight
some
back to
mouse
Raya.
here. We need some. Oh, Rosette.
It's a bit rash.
Could he not have gone back to David?
You know
You
what?
don't want to risk it.
True. I suppose he's on his weaker foot there. Not that that's an excuse for a professional, but
I think he doesn't want to risk playing back to the keeper, putting him under pressure. Look at Potter stealing the arms in.
well done, Timber.
He's strong, man.
He is.
That was terrible.
Wasn't
Got lucky
very
there.
good, but he
Got lucky
away
there.
with it. Right, so we're looking at Arteta now. Will he make any changes? We're not seeing any signs of any substitutions getting undressed or getting,
Wait.
getting their warm-up kit off.
Sunday's the Lord's Day, Laurie. Yeah? None of that here, man. None of that here. I think realistically, man, if he is going to do something, it's either going to be something like a Sterling around 70, 75. But if it gets to 80, 85, I think it's going to be like a Kivior, just shot up shop. Because he's shown that he's not adversely opposed to something like that.
Look.
You see, that's poor.
Come
That's
on.
poor, though. That is poor.
It is poor.
How many times does that need to happen?
That was Martinelli
When
again.
you're
Not a difficult pass.
When you mentioned about that Kivior point, what's the change though? You mean like we
Bring off a
revert to back
midfielder.
five?
Bring
or-
off a midfielder.
Yeah, that's what I'd agree.
But I'm not saying do that now.
Not
I'm
now,
saying if
no,
you get
yeah,
to
no, yeah.
80,
If we get to
85,
that
and
point,
they're going to
yeah,
ramp it up.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Good work, Saka.
Good boy.
No, he let you go.
Oh, well played, Saliba. Oh, nice
played out
playing
well
out
there.
from the back there.
Is there another outlet, though?
Saka, go.
You see what a goal can do? The confidence of which they played that out of the back there.
Yeah, but then look.
But then now
That's a foul.
again-
We'll take that.
Soft for me. Was it a foul for you?
I ain't gonna complain.
I know. I don't know. Look,
It's from behind, isn't
got the
it?
ball there for me, bruv.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think that's a bit harsh, to be honest.
Got the ball there for me.
I've got to be honest here.
Nah, don't
But
complain.
we'll take it.
Yeah, that's what I'm
We'll
saying.
take it.
Yeah.
Mind you, Trossard does look in a bit of pain.
Yeah, he's shaking his head as well. Or is it a bit of, we know they're not going to add on the full amount, so I'm going to take my time with it?
Do it.
Because there's no way in that first half that was 3 minutes.
I tell you, one of the best investments Arsenal ever did was bringing in that set-piece coach. Because ever
Yova.
since they did that, we stopped conceding and we've been scoring.
And we started buying big dons, man. I mean, I know it sounds basic, but we're just signing units.
6'3",
We're just
Saliba,
signing
6'4",
units, bro.
Yeah.
Because look,
Yeah,
man, I know
look
that
at the
there's
passion.
I know there's a lot of fans that are probably of an age where they may not remember that, but that is the Arsenal that I grew up on, man. An imposing back
1-0
four,
to the
I
Arsenal.
don't
a
remember
really
that.
imposing back four, and then we suddenly became like a bunch of 5'6" technicians that used to get bullied, and we're now trying to.
But to be fair, though,
amalgamate the
did
best of
football
both.
have that phase round about when Spain were winning everything, where it was like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, I hear you, but the Premier League, I don't think you could get away with that, and I think eventually that told.
Right.
I think you saw it. I remember the back four of Vermaelen, Koscielny.
Yeah.
Not the tallest of players. Sanya,
Wait.
Gibbs.
Make this count.
Oh, look, come
Make
on.
this count.
Come on.
How long do you
held
want
on
to
too-
take?
too long.
How long do you want to take?
Held on too long.
He's done that a few times as
Good
well.
play by Martinelli, or nearly was.
Yeah, but he might bring it back.
This
for
is
booking
dangerous.
Over there.
Good play by Timber, stuck
well
with him well.
played.
Good defending.
Well played,
man.
Martinelli.
Good defending. But that's all from Trossard taking too many touches
was.
again, man. I know I sound like a broken record, but we've been
But he
doing this
keeps
far
doing
too
it.
much.
He keeps doing
Don't
it.
foul him there.
No, nothing there. Oh, man.
Get in front.
Get it. Yeah,
Gabriel!
Good work.
Gabriel!
Good work. Good work.
What's he
Calm
complaining
down,
about?
calm
He's saying
down.
that it hit someone's hand. I don't know, but just play.
Yeah,
Just play.
Just keep you calm, man.
Don't need to be screaming at the ref.
That's terrible.
Oh, Saka, that's too
We're giving
casual.
them the ball and inviting this nonsense.
We'll take that.
Hold on to it as long as you can.
Bit casual there from Saka, man.
We've been a bit casual in possession all
have.
game, man. We've been a bit casual in possession all game.
How do you think Havertz has played today?
I think his hold-up play has been pretty
Pretty
much
good.
exactly what you'd want from someone in that position, and I don't think that he's been asked to occupy those positions in the box that you'd expect of a nine. I think because we've been trying to go long and get the knock on, he's been asked to do that sort of job, and he hasn't done badly, man. I think he's actually done quite good.
Yeah, I would agree with that assessment. He's not had a lot of service up top, but he's done his job well overall.
That's key. He hasn't had a lot of service up top, so he's had to do what he can with the scraps that he's given. And there have been situations where, like that opportunity with Van der Ven, right? he realised that pace isn't his
Oh,
attribute. so he
lovely
held it
by
on.
Timber there.
He could be
Definitely
off.
a
Yeah,
candidate
he's
for
offside.
man of the
He's
match
offside.
for Arsenal.
Yeah, I think we need to see.
We
the
need
change.
to hang on. He's got his shirt.
Looks like you got your wish.
No, he's on
Trossard is undressed. Right. Who did that to him?
I don't know. Fiver says it's Romero.
Romero ripped it off.
I said £5
Alright.
said it's Romero.
Fine. Oh, man. All right. This is around the time that Arteta likes to make his subs, man. So
I think he needs to.
Who you?
I'm actually I'm at the point now where I think maybe bring Trossard off, and maybe we do bring Havertz into the midfield just to bring on a Sterling or something like that, or Jesus, one of the two.
Oh, Timber, wise to that.
yeah. It's been a very high IQ performance from Timber.
Yeah,
a very high IQ
absolutely.
performance. Oh, man. I've literally felt nauseous for the last hour and a half. Let's go, boys. Come on.
Come on,
Come on.
nearly there, nearly there.
Have we changed anything since we scored?
Not really. No, we've just.
More of the same?
Yeah, I think if anything, we've looked a little bit more confident on the ball because prior to us scoring, one of the things that I had noticed is that some of our players lacking a bit of conviction.
Yeah.
But I think now we've got the goal, and with that comes a bit more confidence. I think it's seeing the players at least looking a bit more comfortable in what they're doing. They looked a bit edgy previously. Apparently, the TV presenters
shit.
watching the game.
Okay.
6 of one, half a dozen of the other.
That's two big units going for that. Yeah, Solanke and Gabriel.
It's a good ball from Alisson, though.
Yeah, it was. Good defending by Gabriel, and I'll tell you why. Because he got in front of the attacker, and he's putting his head where it could potentially hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm impressed with that.
Body on the line.
Bruv! No.
Now that there is what I was talking about. You see that? He had the confidence to pull that off.
Yeah.
10, 15 minutes ago.
That's
they
a good
weren't
ball
looking
from
at it.
Raya.
That is a good ball. Havertz, what can he do there?
Showed him a bit much. But that's ours.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I think since the goal, we definitely look a bit more at ease.
There's Ty.
There's Ty there enjoying himself.
This is where it's so
Shout
important.
out to Ty.
I know that the manager says this a lot, right? And I know a lot of managers do, but this is where, you really do have to be ready to suffer. And this is where you need a team that has to love defending, man.
There we go. Go on! Trossard! Oh, that's a terrible touch.
Oh my God, he's
you're
offside anyway. He wouldn't have known that. That's poor.
That should have been a first time, though. That should have been a first time hit.
And of all the players, Trossard is one of those guys you would want in
should
that
have been
position,
a first time
right?
hit.
Am I right?
But it's immaterial. But yeah, you're right. If I wanted anyone on the end of that.
Come on.
To me, if he gets that, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
but he didn't. So,
But he was offside.
I know. I'm saying, how do you have scored?
I don't actually think it was him that was offside, though.
I think it was it Ben that played the ball into him? It's whoever plays the ball to him that was offside.
Pretty poor first touch from Trossard. How do you think he's played overall?
There have been moments where he's shown what he's capable
showed
of.
glimpses,
Right?
hasn't
Yeah,
he?
but
Yeah.
he has taken... What?
That's why he would.
We'll take that.
What's going on there, mate?
Madison.
Yeah, man's dart didn't even land on the board there, man. Timo Werner, eh?
Tottenham going for a bit of out and out pace there.
Timo Werner.
And that's not what you want to see when Timo Werner's coming on the pitch. Players getting cramp.
Well, it's Georgie, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's Georgie, to be fair.
Would you like to see Manieri come on now? Or do you think it's a bit late for him at this stage of the game?
I think if you're going to make a substitute like that, it's probably Sterling.
Here we go.
isn't it?
Here we go.
Sterling
There we go.
and
And
Jesus.
Jesus.
You're looking at
It's great
Trossard and Martinelli?
Trossard and Martinelli, I reckon.
Brady bunch.
I think Trossard.
Braided bunch.
That's
You like
clever.
that?
I see what you did there.
You see what I
Genius.
did there?
Very good, very good.
The
Genius.
braided bunch.
Very good.
Let's get this ball up the pitch, man.
Was Jesus' hair even long enough to braid?
Well,
Apparently so.
yes.
Apparently so.
Has he just not had a trim since he got injured or something?
What do you think he's had the old extensions?
I don't know, man.
It's a foul, thank you.
There are a lot of men getting extensions. these
Really?
days like that. Yeah.
I had that once.
Did he?
I'll show you after. Worst decision of my life.
How are we to view this substitution? Are you a little bit concerned? I mean, the one thing you would say about this guy is that he's pretty quick.
Yeah, but our fullbacks can cope.
And he's,
Our whole defence can cope.
and let's be honest, his finishing is not the greatest. I haven't put my mouth on it.
Madison
no,
off.
the Laurie jinx.
Madison off.
Oh no.
Madison off.
Oh, Laurie's jinxed it.
Madison off. All right. Let's go, boys. Coming up to the 80th minute.
Come on.
Probably looking at what, 5 added on?
Probably.
Quarter
Would you
of an hour
say
left, roughly?
5?
All right, so that's Trossard. We was right.
We've
on that.
counteracting that with our own pacey player, Sterling.
Oh, look at these two, man. Come on. Let's go.
Trossard.
Let's go.
He looks knackered. And
Yeah,
Martinelli.
He's out
I
on
think
his
he's
feet.
wasting
get it
a bit
right.
of time.
He's out
as
on
well,
his
though.
feet.
I
He's
think
out
he's
on his
wasting
feet.
a bit of time.
I think he is out on his feet, man.
Yeah.
Well,
played,
Martinelli,
boys.
I think we expected that, though, really.
Yeah. No,
What did you think of Martinelli's
I
performance
think he played
today?
well. I think he played well.
Sharoi doesn't look impressed.
I wouldn't go as far to say that he played well.
Really?
I would say that he was a nuisance and he showed me what I already know about him. But
I'm
to say he
inclined to
played
agree
well,
with
to
that
say he
a
played
degree.
well would mean that he had to have done something that really led to what I would call end product. Final
I
third
think
of
in the
season.
first
I think
half
he was a threat.
He was a threat. He was an outlet. But we know that about him, man.
Yeah.
We know that about him. He is a
Still
threat.
want
He is an
more, right?
outlet. Yeah. But it's not that I want more. It's that we need more. We didn't buy people, man.
Oh,
We need more.
On it.
let's see. Sterling's looking interested in that, but he's not going to get there. Right.
Timber.
The
Oh,
boy.
well in.
Great work.
I love
Great
this guy.
work.
He's looked very, very good. I just hope for his sake we can keep a clean sheet. 'cause
Stay
he
on
deserves
job,
it.
boys. Stay on job. Stay on job. This, I mean, to be honest, over the years, this is a situation that we've honed and sort of really, really practiced to try and see a game out like this, man. You know, and that, aside from not getting our shit together quickly enough against Brighton, we basically set up after that to say, all right, bring it on. We back ourselves to defend. And it looks like we're doing the same here. That goes back to what you were saying about Neville apparently on commentary saying that this is the perfect scenario for Arsenal, right? I mean, this is ultimately when you're coming for a smash and grab sort of result. This is the sort of scenario that you're looking at, man. Oh, he's let that run cleverly there.
No one there. Lovely.
Go on, Saka.
What's going on there?
Put it in the mixer.
He's not even calling it a foul. He's looking. I can see he's grabbed the shirt from here.
That's unbelievable.
No, you know what he's saying? He's saying 50-50,
Maybe.
meaning that
Defend.
6 to 1 and a half a dozen. Of them.
That's poor.
Thomas.
That was very risky, that.
Had to get that right.
Whee.
Now, to me, old school, you've got to level that out of the box, right?
Yeah.
This, what he did there, basically just putting the foot and stopping it.
Just that looked lazy. You know that. That looked lazy. Just leaning
And
back
this is
as
what
well.
we're saying about Partey sometimes. He has those lapses, doesn't he?
Is he going to give that?
I don't think so.
Nah.
I think a bigger deal would have been made of it by this point.
You see what I'm saying, Frank? Those
No, I get it.
lapses where you think,
get it.
what are you doing, bro? Put your foot through that. Because if that leads to a goal, we're all throwing our arms up in the air and
Absolutely,
saying, what the
man.
F were you doing?
Absolutely.
So he's got to sort that out. How do you think Partey's played today, by the way?
Not particularly great.
I think he needs to really up his game in terms of possession, and he needs to be able to dictate the tempo better than he has been in the last few games.
To be fair to him, he's been asked to play a different game today, though. So should we factor that into?
But he has taken too many touches for me, man. He has taken too many touches that have ultimately invited a bit of pressure, certainly in the first half.
Oh, look, he's giving the ball away again, though. And again.
No, that was crap. That was crap.
It was crap. And it's
another attack.
Get rid.
That was absolute crap. That's some of the worst game management.
It's been a weird game, you know, because we spoke before the game about being a North London derby, intensity, rare. But I think it's lacked intensity this game. I think, is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Don't forget, second half, you've got a lot of players trying not to get sent off now, man. That's the thing.
I think that's a big part of it.
That's a good.
You know, like-
Oof, good defending, man. These centre backs have been fantastic today. Our centre backs and our goalkeeper, well, and Timber really. It's only White that's had a bit of a tough time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so far we've nullified them quite well. So far,
Good clearance.
Timber.
Unlucky.
So what have Spurs done here? Because that's Werner on the left.
Son's
Son's
occupying a
come
slightly more
central.
central position.
Saka's
But
gone down.
Solanke's still on. So have they gone 2 up front?
Hang on, Saka's gone down, and he doesn't look too happy.
What do you reckon it is?
If he comes
Calf.
off, then maybe we do the
Is it calf?
I
Kivior.
feel like he's holding his quad. He was.
He's shaking his head. He looks like.
Don't look happy.
What is it?
What's going on here?
I think we can't afford this.
I reckon he's coming off.
We
Arteta
absolutely
doesn't
can't-
look too
we
happy
can't
about
afford
it.
this now.
They look a bit concerned there,
Yeah,
don't they?
man.
If he has to come off, what's the
He's holding-
change?
Is that his knee he's holding?
No, he's holding his quad.
Is this where you get your Kivior substitution? Obviously, I know it's not like for like, but this is going to the back 5, shutting up shop, essentially.
We don't want
The only other
the way.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt.
go for
the
it.
way he's shaking his head there. That
He
does
don't look
not
happy.
good.
No.
And you saw Arteta had that kind of nonplussed look on his face as well.
What happened? Was it when he cleared it?
Possibly. Or let's have a look now. That's the goal. We're looking at the complete wrong thing. That's brilliant.
Solanke and Bentancur are actually getting each other's way there.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
And then what I noticed was Maddison gets in the keeper's way.
And a clever little nudge from Gabriel into Romero there
Yeah.
to throw him off.
So I think you've got 2 options here. If he doesn't play on, you can either do what Sharoy said in terms of getting Kivior on and going to a back 5, or the only other option you've got is Wanyeri. That's literally the only other option we've got.
What are we doing?
If it stays this way, do you think there's a case of
I think
Gabriel being man of the match? And we spoke in glowing terms about
Yeah.
Timber.
No, for sure.
To get the game,
There we
to
go.
get the winning goal.
For
There we
sure.
go.
For sure.
Ethan,
I'm really excited.
Bloody
it's
hell.
Wanyeri.
That's some environment, isn't it, to be coming on to?
Hell yeah.
Well done, Ethan. Let's go.
Come on.
Let's go.
And I think he deserves this. I think he does. Because he played so well in the pre-season.
He did.
So to get
I
some
want to know
minutes-
what happened to Saka, man.
It's a muscle injury of some sort.
Some
He's
sort.
holding his quad, it looked like.
We're going away on Thursday, and then we're going away again on Sunday to the champions, man.
If there is any sort of concern, I wouldn't even bring him on Thursday.
Yeah, I hear you.
He needs to be ready for
I hear
City.
you. I hear you. I hear you.
And let's be honest, it's not been one of his better games today, has it?
Of course. But it's good that we've now, because like in the last couple of seasons, he could have had one leg
That's a
and
foul.
Arteta would have kept him on the pitch.
That's a foul.
Now we've got
the reason
options.
why I say that is that do you think he might have been carrying something into this game? Because he's not looked at his sharpest. I think that's.
I don't think there's been great service to him, though.
There hasn't.
To Saka.
There hasn't.
I think the service from Trossard to Martinelli was a lot better than the service that Saka got in this game.
It's true. It's very
Right.
true.
I'll wait until this set piece is taken care of because I'm a bit nervous about this, as you would expect. And then I'm going to ask you a question. But we've got to
get rid
keep
of
our
it.
concentration.
Get rid of it. Well done.
That was
Get out to it.
That was Partey who's got his head on that, which is good. Timber.
Stick to task. That's it. That's it.
Game management, man. Game management.
Yeah.
Yeah, the question I was going to ask is your man of the match, and I'm also going to ask people watching, put it in the chat, who do you think your man of the match for this game is? I'm going to go Gabriel, although
I'm telling you at full time. I don't want to. There's a lot of time to be played.
I get it.
There's a lot of time.
I'll ask the question. I'll answer the question. Obviously, fair play to Gabriel, but I think the way that Yuri and Timber has played
Hold the
today
ball now.
has been fantastic.
Corner flag.
Oh, that's
Oh, well
it's worked
done.
out well for him.
Get on side. He's well off. So
He's
offside.
miles off.
He's
man.
so offside.
That's so stupid.
He's trying to run down.
And Ethan done really well there as well. So Havertz has let him down a little bit.
Don't get
be
booked.
silly and
Don't get booked. Don't get booked. Please.
Right, so sorry, say that again.
Obviously, full credit to Gabriel and well done on the goal as well. I think that's like his 15th goal for us, which is outrageous for a centre-back. But I think Timber's just been way too good down that left-hand side to not get the man of the match.
Oh,
Comfortable.
well played.
Comfortable.
My heart rate was not comfortable, bro.
I know, but yeah, thankfully Rail was.
I feel like I just done 1 hour on incline, bro. It's just going boom, 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 boom. Oh my god.
Sharoy? Man of the match.
Last minute full time, mate.
Oh, sorry, you said most.
A lot could change.
You know what? I would have said Timber. I've been advocating for him for most of the game, but in thinking about it, in a tight game like this, to keep a clean sheet and then go down the other end and score, which could be the winner. I think I'm going to go with Gabriel.
I get it. Go on,
Here's
Ethan.
Marineri.
He's miles off again. Look, he's off.
Go on, Sterling.
I think it's Udogie. Go on. Raheem.
Go on.
Raheem.
Shoot.
Bang.
Shoot!
Too much.
Oh, too long.
Too much.
It was opening up for him to shoot. Come on.
Get back. Get back.
Oh, don't let them score from this.
It's that man, Gabriel, again. Great defending.
But I will say it again, Ethan's done really well to get us into that position.
Yeah, for real, but Sterling could have done better.
100%.
Ethan did do really well there.
Gabriel and again.
Is there an argument to be made that Gabriel doesn't even have the opportunity to make it 1-0 if it's not for what David Raya did in the first half on more than one occasion?
That's a decent point.
Oh, there's definitely a call for David Raya, I think.
Yeah. There
Well
it is
claimed.
again.
That's it. On the floor, mate.
That's it.
We're into the last
him
minute.
down. Keep
We're
him
into
down.
the last minute of normal time. We don't know how much time's going to be added on yet, but we'll soon find out. But yeah, we're approaching 90 minutes, and Arsenal are
Come
1-0
on.
up. But it's nervous because
What do you reckon, 5?
even though I've got to be honest, they've defended well in this
I think
second.
5.
5 minutes.
There we go.
5 minutes.
That's fair.
Can we get another one?
Corner flag. Corner flag.
Forget that. Can we score?
Oh, that was risky.
Oh, Partey's giving it away again.
No, he had not quite. Not quite.
He nearly
It's a
did.
terrible ball, don't get me wrong, but he's not giving it away.
Don't be too relaxed for him. Nice.
That's good play. Saliba.
Out wide. Corner flag. Oh, my
Ranieri.
days. Why do we keep cutting
He's
inside?
looking positive.
Out wide. Corner. And hold it there.
Partey. Oh, he's giving it away again.
To be fair, I don't think that one's on Partey.
There was no pressure on us there, though. Like, why are we giving the ball away in that situation, man?
Not now. Not now. No shot. Oh my word.
Oh, I wasn't far away. One thing I'm going to say about Partey, and I'm not like trying to be Nostradamus or nothing, but I feel like I have to say this. I said before the game, didn't I? You guys heard me say that. The trouble with Partey this season is that after about 65, 70 minutes,
He was doing this in the first half.
he blows up.
He was doing this in the
legs are
first
gone.
half, though. He was doing this in the first half.
Gabriel Jesus.
That's a
Surely
mistake.
they make
That's a
Gabriel.
mistake.
They're showing the other Gabriel. They're literally showing the other Gabriel.
Did they not do that at the UFC last night as well?
Did they?
I think it was Terrence Crawford and they put him as Kendrick Lamar.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. No, but that's just racism. That's ridiculous, bro. Did they actually do that?
I'm sure they did.
Oh my god. This is just they got the wrong name. That's ridiculous. Happens too often. All right. Keep your heads, boys. Keep your heads.
Come on.
Someone help him. Someone help him.
Timber.
Claimed.
That was good play by Timber. I'll tell you
Timbers
why,
handled it
because
so well.
Forced him down the
He
outside.
forced him a bit wide, so the shot at that angle was never likely to beat Raya. But fair play to Raya.
He's been doing
held
that
on
all
to it
game.
well.
That's why I was saying it's a high IQ performance from Timber, man. He showed a lot of intellect
Yes.
for someone who's not necessarily a natural left back. Don't forget when he came
Interestingly, they've
in.
gone with what I said, mate, for man of the match.
Yeah.
Gabriel.
Fair enough.
Because I do think that if we do go on and win it, when you get that one goal that's...
Play. Get up and play.
He's holding his head.
Yeah, but then get up and play. Oh, he's...
Head injury.
No, it's not.
It's a neck injury.
Dark arts, mate.
Head area.
Hold it. He's tapping the side of his... Oh my god.
Counting down the clock, 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Let that go out.
Leave it over there. Give it David. To Raya.
Go long.
Hoof. Good.
That's
Good. Good.
Is he going to go back? Yeah.
You can see that everyone's agreed with me. Timber should have been man of the match.
A lot of people going with Timber, yeah?
of course.
He has been brilliant. But
Come on.
Jesus. He's
Inside. Play it. What are you
they
doing?
all do the same thing. They literally just all do the same thing.
Yeah, he should have. That
He's
should
done
have
it,
been
Sterling's
a
done
corner,
it,
that should have been
Martinelli's
a
done
corner
it.
flag, shouldn't it? That should have been a corner flag run.
It's just too many touches into traffic, give the ball away, turnover, they're up the other end. This is poor game management again. Poor game management again.
Romero is high. If we win this ball back, no shot.
Oh my god!
What happened there? What happened there? He's offside. Regards. What's happened?
For a second there, that looked incredibly dangerous.
I don't know what's.
What the hell just happened?
He's offside. Yeah, he's offside.
Pissed.
That was goal bound, wasn't it?
Bro, this isn't funny, man.
I tell you what, had he not got in the way?
It is now. Yeah.
Had he not got in the way,
If
that
he-
looked very threatening, I've got to say.
That was such a Werner.
Or from a needless turnover at the other end.
Yeah. Now, that is an example where he should have gone to the corner flag instead of... But Jesus, who's, let's face it, is an experienced player, should know
30
better.
seconds. Come on.
This will be a famous win for Arsenal. It's a pretty ugly win, but a famous win.
I don't care
nonetheless.
how we win as long as we
Let's
win.
tie again.
Let's tie again.
I wonder what Ty's listening to.
Who knows?
a good
Could be
question.
about 3 channels at the same time.
Oh, bit of a miscommunication
Go
there.
on. Right, let's
10.
win this back and we should be all right. Yes, we've done that.
10 seconds. I don't
And
want to see
again.
no silliness. 3, 3,
Oh, I thought-
2, 1. Whistle.
No, he's going to give them.
This is
Whistle.
the last play. This
He's
is the
going to give
last
them a
play.
go. They're at home.
Whistle.
They're at home. He's going to give them a go.
Oh, if they score, I'm going to be fuming.
He's going to give them a go.
This is the last play.
Whistle.
That's it. Now,
Whistle.
surely.
Whistle.
He's going.
Come on, ref. Do your job.
You
free
dare.
kicks. No free
You
kicks.
dare.
No free kicks.
Oh,
No free kicks. Here.
well
Whistle!
played. Wanieri,
Whistle!
great tackle. This ref is, what's going on?
It is a minimum of 5 minutes, lads.
I know.
Yeah, but where's he getting an extra half a minute from? Oh, there we go. That's it.
Whistle.
That's it. Surely.
Yes! Come on!
Smash and grab 1-0 to the Arsenal, boy.
Take it.
That's
There we
it.
go.
That's it. Nice little away clean sheet again. 3 years in a row in their own backyard. And yet again, it's a set piece that's determinative.
There's that man, Gabriel.
Come on. Big performance. Big performance. Absolutely, he's man of the match now at full time. Absolutely.
I'm glad you
he's-
agree,
No,
Michael.
he is. He is. Absolutely. He was imperious in defence. The big moment was his. And then we saw it out.
And breathe.
Oh,
You know what? I'm really impressed by that because, as I said, guys, I don't think it was our greatest performance.
not at all.
That's not at all.
It wasn't very fluid. It wasn't very, how can I put it? There wasn't no je ne sais quoi about that.
We have to be better than that next week. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what? I was worried about this particular game. Pre-game, I'd predicted a draw.
What did I predict pre-game, bro?
You did. Bro, you're spot on.
And me.
But
I
did you? I thought you was on the 2-all team.
No. I said one.
Oh, okay, fair enough. But listen, it wasn't our best performance, but you got to give it to the guys. They dug it out.
Saka looks all right there.
1-0. And I think we just about deserved it, you know?
Yeah, I think in terms of the clearest cut chances
Yeah.
of the game, they probably were ours. We definitely ought to have been better in possession. And I think that if we were better in possession, we would have actually created clearer cut chances. But that doesn't matter. Certain games, it's so cliche, and I think you said it on the watch along. Sometimes, man, you don't play that well.
Yeah, I mean, let's
You
have
get
a
a
look at the
1-0, you get
stats
a
of the
set
game,
piece, you
right?
get a smash and grab and
So,
get out of there.
in terms of shots on goal, Spurs had 14 to our 7. But shots on target was a lot closer. They had 5 to our 4.
We kept Solanke pretty quiet, man.
Yeah.
You know?
And after we scored, I don't think they had too much in the way of like clear-cut chances.
It's a lot of. You know what? This is one of those games, yeah. I reckon if we all go home tonight and we rewatch that second half start to finish after we scored, we'll probably say we were far more nervous because of the fact that we were giving the ball away than we ought to have been based upon what they actually produced when they went 1-0 down.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't create much clear cut at all. There were a few nervy moments, but that's to be expected, man. It's a
Absolutely.
derby away from home.
Look at that. Love it.
And that's a famous win because let's be honest, we said it at the top of the show. This is a big week for Arsenal Football Club.
And that's how you need to start it.
3 high-profile away games against good opposition, and the first of which we're missing 2 very important players in the team, and we've gone away to Spurs and beat them.
And we weren't convincing, but we found
And
a way.
kept a clean sheet.
And we weren't convincing, but we found a way.
Exactly. Frank.
That performance, this is what we spoke about it just after the second half started. This is the kind of performance that you can look towards as being, a decider when it comes to winning the title potentially.
I feel like we're going to be saying that every week.
I know, but of course, but look,
You're right,
You only
100%.
you only have to go as far back as 2-3 years ago where we lose a game like that.
Yeah.
We lose a game like Brighton. We're not doing that anymore. For me, it's a sign of champions. And I've never said it so early in my life, but I've already said that I think we will win the league this year, and it will be because of performances like this that we will get it done. That's all I got to say. And on that note, there's a super chat here coming from Crosstech, who's been real generous, who simply says, London is red.
Quite right. Was there ever any doubt, though?
Come on.
Was there ever any doubt? I
No.
wasn't nervous, bruv. What are you talking about? I wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous.
And also, just to add, obviously we wore the black kit for Spurs' funeral. It paid off.
100.
It paid off.
What do you make of Saka? He came off, looked like he was injured, but at the end he was
When he
smiling.
came on, he looked all right.
Yeah.
When he came on at the end,
which
he
is
looked all right.
encouraging. So
I do honestly think,
I'm
without
looking
looking
at
too far ahead-
Angier, he looks pretty crestfallen.
Yeah, he would do. 3 years in a row. You got
Yeah.
beaten by us. You're right. Bro, it was like the best part of a decade before that we hadn't won at their ground. Now we've won there thrice.
Exactly, and
Glorious.
you have to say,
Absolutely
right?
glorious.
If we're being honest, you have to say that they probably would have thought they had a better chance of beating us than today with Odegaard and Rice out. You know, what I mean?
I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought that up. Those Tottenham accounts, that were tweeting, you love to see it when Odegaard was on crutches. Those Tottenham accounts that were saying, what are you going to do without your captain and your best midfielder? All of you. That's what happens. That's what happens. Karma.
Karma indeed. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the Tottenham fans will be very disappointed because they'll be looking at it and think, yeah, this is a great opportunity. You're playing understrength Arsenal, supposedly, at home after the international break. You would have thought, right. But they didn't really go for it, though. That's one thing I would say, right? I was expecting Tottenham to be a little bit more...
We defended well, though, bro.
We did.
So well.
We defended well.
So well.
Because there are
But
so
I
many
actually think that they modified the usual gung-ho approach.
This is beautiful. For anyone that's not watching, there are no Arsenal fans outside that stadium. All of them are still in there, yeah? Wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, small matter of Manchester City away, same time next week.
But this incredible run we're having in terms of results this year in 2024.
Yeah.
It's another one, isn't it? Phenomenal.
For sure. I just hope it's not one of them where we do that classic, but we were good for the calendar year.
No, of course.
Because that's not what wins you things. But brilliant.
Yeah, and
Brilliant.
I think this stat sums it up perfectly as well. Arsenal have won 6 consecutive Premier League away games for the first time since between March and September 2013, when they won 8 in a row under Arsene Wenger.
There you go.
It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And don't forget what some of those away games have encapsulated here, yeah? Because you are talking about Villa away.
Yep.
You are talking about this. I think you are talking about Old Trafford. If I'm not mistaken, wasn't it also Tottenham included in that at the back end of last season for us? Or was that a bit earlier?
Yeah.
Maybe. Also, they've also now won 3 consecutive away North London derbies for the first time since September 1988.
Yeah. Before I was born.
Yeah. The info station isn't here anymore, but I'm still bringing the info. There we go.
Excellent.
I'm happy.
So that's
Couldn't be
10
happier.
out of the last 11 away Premier League games.
And you know what? The table looks a lot better now going into that game at the
It
Etihad,
does.
right? Because you're now looking at 10 points from an available 12. When worst case scenario, you could have been looking at 8 points from an available 12 today.
And it
7 maybe.
also, I mean, you know, it takes a little bit of pressure off us going into that City game, doesn't it? Because if we'd have dropped points today,
Yeah.
after having dropped points against Brighton,
I don't
and
think
with
it
City doing so well,
I still
people
don't think
would
we
be
can
going
afford to
into
lose.
that.
We can't afford to lose next week.
Of course not.
No,
That's a
what I'm saying,
6-pointer.
but,
Of course not.
That's a
it's
6-pointer.
But again, if we was to go to City and get a draw, then
Yeah.
it wouldn't be the end of the world.
I agree
Whereas
with that.
If we hadn't won
I agree with
today,
that. I agree with
then
that.
Completely
it
agree.
would have had a very different look on it.
Going back to the beginning of the season when the fixtures were announced, right, and people were talking about this first 5 games, I said, give me 11 out of 14 in those first 5. Sorry, 11 out of 15 in those first 5, and I'll take that.
Absolutely.
And I'll take that. You live to fight another day. It's a long season and you move on.
Absolutely. Just before we round off, there's another super chat here from Christian. Wenger never won 5 in a row against Spurs. What an achievement this is for Arteta. Not comparing, but Arteta is so impressive. Come on, you Gunners. Spursy with our injury list.
I don't think we've won 5 in a row against Spurs, though. We drew against them at home last year, didn't we?
No, never won 3 in a row.
Oh, 3 in a row,
Wenger
sorry.
never did.
Okay,
No.
yeah.
But looking at the table as it is right now, it's having that familiar look about it, isn't it? City top, Arsenal second, Liverpool
Thanks for the
third,
reminder. Yeah.
and Villa fourth. So it's having a very familiar look at it.
For the table, it's early days.
Yeah, it is
For the table,
early
it's
days.
early
It
days.
is early days. I mean, we got to be honest and say City are looking pretty formidable. But that win today, although it wasn't aesthetically great in terms of how we played, it's such an important win.
Everything you were saying about the players that are missing, when you've got players like that are missing, for me, honestly, I don't care how you do it. If you're winning games like that without your captain and your marquee midfielder, I honestly don't give two shits how you do it. That is a mark of a team that means business. And regardless of what happens, as cliche as it sounds, finds a way. And if we're not going to do it on the break because we're not being precise enough, we have basically another way of winning a game.
Absolutely.
Which is a set piece. We've got more than one way of doing it to you. It's about which one we choose to use.
Right. We spoke about Gabriel, obviously, and we spoke about Timber, who, had it not been for Gabriel, Timber probably would have been most people's man of the match.
Immaculate.
Any other players for Arsenal that stood out? We spoke, I guess you could say we also spoke about Raya.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
So those
there.
are the three.
Absolutely.
goalkeeper.
Anyone else?
Another
that,
clean sheet. Another clean sheet.
Yeah. I
Says
thought
it, says
Saliba played well today.
Saliba played very well. Everyone minus maybe Ben White in that back four.
Ben White first half,
Yeah.
Son gave him problems, but in
Yeah.
the second half,
Of course.
that wasn't apparent at
Yeah.
all.
No, of course, I agree. But I'm happy. I'm happy.
Says a lot, though, doesn't it? When in the first few games, David Raya has been in contention for man of the match on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
And even now, we're only really naming our defensive line.
But the thing is, that normally indicates that the team hasn't performed well generally. But it's just that he's played so well.
But it is
that he
also that
has
you can't
deserved.
really choose another outfield player from midfield to front line that was good enough, though.
Not really. Not really.
Now's not the time. I want to revel in this for a bit.
Yeah.
Now's not the time. But there is a lot to be said about that attacking performance.
Let's talk for a little while about the midfield today, because
Well, maybe
I
now
guess
is the time. Maybe now is the time.
there were pluses and minuses there. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna throw it on you.
Go on.
You know what I mean? What did you think? Partey, Jorginho, and Trossard in that midfield. I mean, I know next week or next game even we'll have Declan Rice back, so it's part of the problem solved. But how do you think they fared today?
I think in possession, far too many touches, far too much indecision, nowhere near the level of pace and sort of precision that's required if you're trying to assert yourself on the break the way we were today. And not only that, but there were so many occasions where, even if it's in their final third, for example, we saw Leandro Trossard taking one too many touches and it leads to something down the other end. We saw that with Partey too. So many misplaced passes with completely unforced errors. And even Jorginho there, it happened a couple of times to the extent that he got frustrated, and I think he yanks Maddison down and picks up a booking because he's off the pace. That wasn't.
Do you think we won this game
That wasn't a good midfield
in spite
performance.
of them, not because of them?
You'd have to say that, because I think honestly, Martinelli and Saka really did a lot of defensive work today as well. They helped out the Timbers and the Whites of this world, bro. They weren't.
I'm getting the impression you're not impressed by that midfield today. Were you?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not going to mince my words, mate.
It wasn't great.
I'm happy that we won 1-0, and I think that on balance we probably deserved it based upon the minimal stuff that we created. But I think ultimately we defended well enough to deserve to win that game. We didn't create anything.
You know what? I'm inclined to agree with
Yeah,
you, bro.
man.
Because if I'm looking at that midfield trio and I'm assessing their performances,
It was bad.
I've got to say, not
was
one
bad.
of those three would get more than a 5, or at the very most a 6
It
out
was
of 10.
bad. It was bad. I think the 6 is that classic euphoria because we've won.
Yeah, I think you give him a
Yeah.
6 because you say, well, actually, we won the game, we kept a clean sheet, so you must have done some things right. But it wasn't immediately obvious. Frank, your view on that midfield?
Oh, it was awful.
Oh, you guys supposed to say that?
It was awful. But the thing is, I didn't expect it to be fantastic because I know it was essentially a makeshift midfield in a way. Like, you're missing two massive players. Like Shiroi said at the start of the show, our most expensive player and our captain. Any midfielder is going to suffer because of that.
But there's middle ground. As in, you said it was awful and you didn't expect it to be fantastic. I agree, but it could have been decent.
It could have been decent.
That's the problem.
But it wasn't.
That's the problem.
I've got to say that, I can't really argue what you say there, guys. None of those three
Next
players
week,
had a good game.
Rodri, KDB.
I know.
I don't
Got
want
to fix up.
I don't want to think about
Got
it
to
yet. We've
fix
got
up.
Atlanta first.
Don't get. We will have Declan Rice back for that game, so
Yeah.
that that will be a big help.
Yeah.
But Partey, again, I talked about it before the match. You know what I mean? The further you get into the game, man, it's like, I don't know if his legs go or his concentration goes. Maybe it's a combination of both, but he just seems to fall off a little bit. And at this level, man, you can't really afford to do that. Okay, today, you said yourself, Sharoy, with the way we defended, maybe that covered a lot of it up. But
You know, you're saying he was falling like, bro, he was doing it in the first half, bro. It's not because he was gassed out. He was.
So what do you put it down to?
His first pass was it just rolled off the pitch. He's not coping well when he's being pressed right now, and he's not showing the composure that I've seen from him before when he's advancing the ball. I don't know what it is
to get in that team quickly. Really, isn't it?
That was the intention. I mean,
that's gonna
look,
be a
man,
long
but
way off.
these things happen. You got to roll with the punches, and you got to find a way. And today, we did.
We
Found
did.
a way.
So I think we all agree on that. So we've spoken about Raya, who we said had a very good game. We've spoken about the defence, who were outstanding, in particular Timber, Gabriel, and Saliba, and Ben White to lesser extents, but they were good. We spoke about the midfield. Let's move a bit further up the pitch. The front three, Havertz, Saka, and Martinelli. What was your assessment on those guys?
I think Havertz actually had a good game, given the positions that he was occupying. I think on instruction, not
He wasn't much of a goal threat.
exactly. But my point there is I don't think he was asked to be. If you look at how many times David Raya went long, if you look at how many times a lot of people just hoofed it up towards Havertz for him to get that first knock on, bring it down, and wait for a runner, I think he did that pretty well.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately, even though Trossard was wasteful in possession, when he did have the ball every so often, he did do well at finding Martinelli. The service to Saka was nowhere near as good as the service to Martinelli was. Martinelli should have made that count a bit more. But given what Havertz was asked to do today, I think Arteta will be quite happy with that.
Frank?
I was happy with Havertz's impact. Like I said, and like Shiroi said, I don't think it was a situation. We know he's not, your clinical goal scorer in that sense, but his hold-up play was fantastic for me. I think Martinelli on that left-hand side was such a threat. I'm just a little bit disappointed.
In the first half?
In the first half, yeah. Obviously, I'm a little bit disappointed with his end product, but you always felt like we could cause trouble down that left-hand side as a result of his performance. And it was nice to see, because like I said, he's not been as effective as he has been in previous seasons recently, and it's maybe this will be the confidence boost that he needed.
Do you think this boosts his confidence or damages it though?
No, I think so. I think it
a
does,
lot of people.
'cause
I'm telling you, if that was 0-0, he would have been. That replay would have been gone on
But
and
it
on
would-
and on
But
and
it
on.
wasn't 0-0.
But that's what I
And
mean.
I
So
think-
what is there to
I-
boost
I-
his confidence here?
I think it was a positive performance from him, which is new at the moment.
Yeah, it's better. Look, it's better than it has been.
Yes.
I'll give
I
you
mean,
that.
I thought he started the game brightly.
He was. Yeah, he was.
And he did help out defensively as well, as we spoke about.
Yeah.
But I think overall, it's still a little bit short of what we would want, if we're being honest. But it was better than previously.
Okay.
Saka. He did get an assist.
Yeah.
Personally, I didn't think it was his best game.
It was an average performance at best.
Did he get service though? Same with Havertz. Did he get service?
And he's still got an assist.
They're working from scraps.
Exactly. I'm not blaming Saka for having average performance. I think he only had about 15, 16 touches in the game or something like that.
It was interesting as well because we were berating him for his corners in the first half. And then in the second
then he gets
half,
one right.
he gets it right. And Gabriel scores. So
Well, it looks like the
typical
Sky
Saka,
Sports.
really, isn't it? Where he's posted yet more numbers. I think he's got 4 assists now.
He is so efficient.
He is.
He is so efficient. He doesn't need to be having the game where he's the guy that's turning heads, but he will impact the result in one way or another.
It's a 4th assist confirmed as well.
There you go. There you go.
So overall, happy.
Yeah, I'll take it, man. On to the next. One game at a time. Nice little clean sheet. Apparently they're saying that was a foul for our goal.
Buzzing.
Well, there was a little push in the back,
Yeah.
but it was nothing significant. Right, okay. I'm going to wrap things up. Thanks, guys, for your
Nah, come on. Thank you for hosting. Love.
incredible insights on the game today. I've thoroughly enjoyed being part of this watch-along. I always do. It's great format, great settings, and all the rest of it. Thanks to our production team. Thanks to you guys for watching and supporting AFTV, the one-stop shop for all Arsenal content. We have just witnessed a very important win. It wasn't the best performance, But in terms of overall, it was a great win today. Well done to Arsenal. We roll on to Thursday, very important game in the Champions League. Arsenal away at Atalanta. And make sure you keep it locked and loaded on AFTV. We are out. See you on Thursday.
Peace.